I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Cryptid Podcast Saturday night live stream. How are you guys doing? As you know, I'm your host, Dano, and I got my awesome A-team co-hosts here. I got Maggie Johnson and Sabrina Fox Spark. What's going on, you guys? Hey, you guys, are you guys in for you guys are going to be in for a really good show tonight. I was struggling all week trying to figure out what I was going to bring to you guys tonight, and I kind of talked it over with the ladies, and we were kind of hemming and hawing over a couple things. I was like, you know what, I'm going to find something great, and I did. We're going to be talking about the Beast of Whitehall, the Abair Road Incident, and I'll wait till we get a few more people in the chat before I start spewing. But how have you guys been? How's your week?
I'll let Mags go first.
Been a busy week. It's been hot here, and work's been busy, and family's been busy, but it's nice to chill out and hang out with all you guys tonight.
Nice.
Yeah. Likewise for me, just like I said, we're getting ready for my in-laws to move on to the property. So I never knew electric work was so crazy, but we had electric poles put in, and we're just trying to get everything cleaned and cleared up.
Really?
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is.
I don't really like a lot of work.
I don't either.
I'm getting ready to get up in my, what do they call, the golden years? Is that what we're getting ready to get in there, Mags?
Yeah, that would be
the
it.
Golden girls.
Golden years.
Hey, I'm Blanche. I don't care what anybody says.
I want to be Sophia.
I know who Blanche is. Trust me, I'm Blanche. But no, it's been really, really hard. It's been really hard, especially today, because it is, yeah, man, it's just hard. So I'm just gonna let the cat out of the bag for everybody here. So you guys all know Josh Smith, host of Mysteries Unknown, and I'm gonna hold it together, you guys. Josh is literally like a brother to me. The only reason we're not brothers is we don't have the same mothers. So, Josh is right now in a pretty much one of the biggest fights of his life right now. His wife, Stacy, if anybody has seen his show, he asks for people to pray for his wife. His wife suffers from extreme mold toxicity, and they moved to a new apartment, and they were hoping that this was going to be like the place for her to help detox, because it's a new apartment building. It's less than a year old. They found an apartment. She stayed a substantial amount of time in there before they even moved in, and she had no reactions. Well, not even a month and a half, she started getting these reactions, and she's like, there's mold in this house. And so they found a little bit of mold, so they kind of moved things around in the house, and it got worse. Now, what she's dealing with just brain fog. She has suicidal thoughts. She's losing her hair. Her joints ache. There's times she can't even get out of bed. And so they brought in a dog that can sniff out mold. And that's what it did. And as soon as it came in the house, it immediately hit on certain spots of the house. It was like almost immediately the dog went right to it. They go and tell the management team, and they're like, hey, there's mold here. This dog hit on it. And they're like, oh my gosh. So they kind of pulled back a little bit of part of a tile or something. I don't know what, but they saw a little bit of mold. So they said, you know what? We'll move you to an apartment right across. No problem. Like, okay, not a problem. She wasn't even in there 24 hours, and she was reacting in that one as well. And it was mold again. So they made plans to go to where her doctor is, out of state. And while they were going to this place, his wife's name is Stacy. While they were headed to her doctor, they came in, a team, a guy, like a contractor or whatever, came in to fix this whole mold issue, and they got her blood work back. And her blood work, the mold toxins and everything in her blood, in her body, her brain, were almost off the charts. And the doctor, they sent him all the stuff, and he's like, you need to get her out of there immediately. Now, in the meantime, while they're traveling, they get a picture sent to them, and it's from this person who's doing this work. And the amount of black mold that he found in a like 2 foot by 2 foot square, he immediately said that she can't move back into this apartment. No one can move into that apartment. So they made it to where her doctor is. Josh and his wife are homeless right now. They have no savings. They are lucky that they have a hotel room that they were able to pay for, and the apartment that they lived in, they are going to refund them their deposit and their month's rent, but that takes 7 to 10 days. Josh is beyond stressed. I've had conversations with him yesterday, Thursday, just pretty much all last week, and they were very emotional conversations. Josh is absolutely terrified that he's going to lose his wife. So you guys, I'm just asking for prayers. If anybody knows how to find me on Facebook, please go to my Facebook page. I started a GoFundMe for Josh. It says help Stacy, or hold on, you guys. I'm a bad person if I can't even remember what I started for him. It's called Help Save Stacy Mold Toxicity Crisis. If you look that up on GoFundMe, if you can donate, any amount will help. This is all going to them, and you guys, some of the side effects that I read, I witnessed firsthand Stacy going through those. She has memory loss. She'll be driving down the road with Josh, and the next minute she'll look over and she'll ask where they're at, where are they going. Like, she has no clue what's going on. So, again, if you guys can please go to there, at least read the narrative that's on there, so you guys can understand exactly how mold toxicity hits certain people. And if you can afford it, and if you can't, it's perfectly fine. But if you can donate, that'd be fantastic. So I appreciate all you guys. I'm sorry to bring the show down at the very, very beginning, but you know what? Let's get into it. You guys ready?
I'm ready.
We are going to talk about the Beast of Whitehall, the Abair Road Incident. Now, for those of you who do not know, Whitehall is in New York State. So here we go. On the night of August 24th, 1976, the quiet town of Whitehall, New York, nestled in the foothills of the Adirondack Mountains was thrust into one of the most chilling and prolonged Bigfoot encounters ever recorded. At around 10 p.m., two 17-year-old friends, Paul Goslin and Martin Paddock, were driving along a secluded back road just outside of town called Abair Road. As they cruised the dark, narrow stretch, they noticed something large standing near the roadside. Cautious and unnerved, Marty drove to the end of the road, turned his truck around, and headed back to the spot where they thought they had seen it. Slowing to a stop, they rolled down their windows to investigate. That's when they heard it. A high-pitched scream, piercing, rang out through the night. They later described it as something between the sound of a pig squealing and a woman screaming. Scanning the area, they spotted the creature. Startled, they quickly rolled up their windows and sped back to town. Back in White Bear, Paul rushed to find his brother Brian Goslin, a police officer with the Whitehall PD. "Brian, you are not going to believe what we just saw," Paul exclaimed. "We saw a monster out on Abair Road." Brian chuckled and brushed it off. "Yeah, right." Determined to prove what they had witnessed, Paul and Marty told Brian that they were headed back out to get proof. And along the way, they ran into their friend, Bart Kinney. "Hey, Bart, you want to come out here and see a monster?" Marty asked. Without hesitation, Bart climbed in the truck and said, "Sure, let's go." So the trio returned to Abair Road. They reached the same spot, turned off the engine, but kept their headlights on. Paul, who had brought a firearm, loaded it and rested it on the window frame just in case. Then the creature stepped into the light and began walking towards them. Terrified, Marty slammed on the gas and tore back into town. Now, all three boys, you guys, were all interviewed shortly after this, and I got to listen to part of that interview. It was a taped interview. So if I'm describing something about what they saw, then it's coming from that interview. Bart, interviewed shortly after the encounter, said, "I didn't see its face. Even though it crossed the road as we drove by, it turned towards us, then back the way it was going. It wasn't running. It was just walking. It just walked quickly, like it wasn't concerned about us. I can tell you it was huge and muscular, and all I really saw was its back." Meanwhile, another witness named John Winslow from Glens Falls was following not far behind his friend Brett Kinney. That's Bart's older brother. They had just left work at a local amusement park and were less than 2 minutes behind the first trio. As they arrived at the scene, they saw smoke lingering in the air, and it smelled like burnt rubber. Worried that something had happened to Paul, Marty, and Bart, Brett stopped his car. "Man, maybe we should go," John said. Something just doesn't feel right." "Yeah," Brett replied. "Let's head back to my place." As they turned to leave, John, riding shotgun, spotted movement. A large, upright creature took several quick steps behind the car as they passed. Looking over his shoulder, John saw it turn and stare at them. What he noticed were its glowing red eyes. The creature didn't turn, just walked off quickly and seemed unbothered. Brett hit the gas and raced home. The smoke in the air and the burnt rubber smell was a result of Marty leaving behind a 56-foot trail of burnt rubber after seeing the creature just minutes prior and speeding off to town. Now, that sounds kind of exact number, 56 feet, but the person who investigated the scene measured the
Tread marks.
burnout. Yeah, and it was 56 feet. So back in town, as Marty, Paul, and Bart came screeching to a stop in front of Brian, They jumped out of the truck, adrenaline pumping. Brian initially asked if they'd been drinking or smoking, but their excitement and terror was undeniable. He knew something had happened. Brian contacted his father, Winslow Goslin, a sergeant with the Whitehall PD. Calm down, calm down. Tell me everything, Wilford said. After hearing the account, Wilford instructed Brian to call the state police and sheriff's department. Soon, 3 different law enforcement agencies were on site. Wilford arrived shortly after and walked up to Paul. He and Paul walked out into a field, roughly 50 feet, and crouched down behind a bush. That's when they heard a deep vocalization and immediately stood up and retreated back to the road. Officers began spreading out along the edge of the field. That's when they heard the scream. Spotlights from the cruiser swept across the area, searching for the source. One trooper walked down the road and shone his flashlight along the fence line. That's when the trooper saw it, walking along the fence before jumping over and disappearing into the thicket. On the other side, a deputy sheriff spotted it emerging into a meadow. His spotlight landed squarely on the creature. "What the hell is that?" the deputy shouted loud enough for everyone to hear. Other officers rushed over. In the beam of light, they could make out a more detailed account of this creature. It was large. It was hairy. Then it bolted into the woods. Strangely, the deputy who first saw it later denied ever seeing anything. The next night, Brian returned to the area with a New York State trooper that he called Mr. Fox. They had set up separately in the fields around midnight. Now, Mr. Fox had actually encountered or approached Brian, and he said that he'd heard kind of what was going on from some of the other troopers that were there. Now, the amount of people that were there in pretty quick succession, there was 3 different police agencies and 11 different people. So they had 11 people out there.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot, especially for a small town.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the next night, Brian returned to the area with the New York State trooper that he called Mr. Fox. They set up separately in the field around midnight. Fox, about 100 meters from the hedge grove, and Brian further out in his car, parked among the tall grass. Now, Brian recounts that he had driven his car roughly 400 yards out into this field, and the field hadn't yet been cut by the farmers. So the grass that was in this field was like 3.5 feet tall. So this was some pretty thick and tall grass that he had driven his cruiser out into. They switched to another channel on their CB radio to communicate back and forth. Hours passed in silence, too much silence. Brian said that it was unusual that it was this silent. They heard no birds. They heard no insects. There was just a stillness in the air. Then Mr. Fox broke in over the radio. "Did you hear that? Brian, did you hear that?" Brian hadn't. So Brian steps out of his car and makes sure that the dome light didn't give away his position. And that's when he heard a loud crack, like a tree branch snapping. And then he heard something moving. That's when he gripped his service revolver. As he's listening to this thing move out in front of him somewhere, Mr. Fox suddenly panics. Voice pops over the CB. "Brian, oh my God, what the hell is that, Brian? What am I? Brian, I'm getting the hell out of here." And that's what he did. Mr. Fox left Brian sitting out there all by himself in the dark.
Nice.
I'd be so mad.
As Brian stood in the open, the eerie silence returned. Then he heard it. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. and then silence. And then again, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Brian could tell that something was moving closer to him. Brian reached in and turned on his spotlight on his cruiser. And in the spotlight, there it was. A massive, upright creature stood before him. Just what the hell am I looking at, he thought. The creature raised its hands, not claws, but human-like hands to shield its eyes. Brian noticed its hands were as large as... Excuse me, not his hands, his eyes. Brian noticed the creature's eyes were as large as mayonnaise jar lids. So they're looking like that big around.
Some big peepers.
Mm-hmm.
Then it let out a deep, guttural roar that Brian physically felt hit him in a wave. Brian believed it wasn't being aggressive, but it was investigating who or what was out there. After the scream, the creature turned and ran into the field, or to the field's edge, and let out 3 more roars before disappearing into the woods. Shaken, Brian locked himself in his car, windows rolled up, and sat there for 15 to 20 minutes trying to comprehend what had just happened. He later said, "To this day, I can stand out at the edge of that field, look out, and know, without a doubt, what I saw that night." Brian and Wilford were later warned to keep quiet or risk losing their jobs. Brian's official log entries for that night and the days following mysteriously vanished. The logbook has never been found. Years later, in February of 1982, Officer Dan Gordon and his partner had their own encounter on a road near Lake Champlain. They saw a tall, gaunt creature covered in dark brown fur cross the road in front of their patrol car. Out of fear and fear of ridicule, they kept silent until 2005, when Gordon made what he thought was a deathbed confession, stating the encounter had haunted him for his entire life. Another man, Glenn LaRose, uncle to Martin Paddock, and a U.S. Navy veteran, was frustrated by the ridicule the witnesses endured. Determined to find proof, Glenn went searching near Abair Road. He discovered large tracks, bedding areas, and 5 large piles of what he believed to be feces near a moss-covered log. One track shown that the creature stepped up and slid off the log was particularly distinct. The Abair Road Incident was just the beginning. A few nights later, a gentleman named Frank McFadden of Granville reported shooting at a large creature with a 12-gauge shotgun on Carver's Falls Road. That road is less than half a mile from Abair Road. In town, Brian once ran into Mr. Fox at a local diner. Spotting the visibly shaken man trying to steady his cup of coffee, Brian walked up to him. "Mr. Fox, what did you see?" The trooper replied without even looking up, "Nothing. I saw nothing." "Then why did you leave me out there?" Brian asked. That was the last time they ever spoke. From 1976 to 1990, over 140 individual sightings have been documented in the Whitehall area. And by today's count, that number may have easily doubled. The Abair Road Incident remains one of the most chilling, heavily witnessed Bigfoot encounters in U.S. history, complete with credible witnesses, law enforcement involvement, and a trail of mysteries that still echoes in the Adirondack foothills to this day. And everyone, that is the tale of the 1976 sighting on Abair Road.
Oof.
What do you guys think?
There's so much to unpack with that. It's such a good story.
Good analogy, Sabrina.
Yeah.
A lot to unpack. You are correct.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I could have sat here and wrote down the entire interview. I mean, these kids were 17 years old, and they were terrified. They were absolutely terrified. So
I know I would have been. My goodness.
Oh, absolutely.
Anybody out there have any questions? What's going on? Because you guys, that's a 25-minute read, not even 25-minute read. So I'm not going to end this show. We got lots of stuff that we can talk about.
I love the fact that this town has embraced their Bigfoot or Sasquatch, whatever you'd like to call him. And now they kind of champion from him all the way around. They have a Bigfoot calling festival. I mean, how fun is that?
Yep.
I got a good question for you about that, though.
What's up?
So the fact that they, the town loves Bigfoot so much and they've had all these sightings and, I think it was 2018, they passed some kind of bill for the protection of Bigfoot. But my question being is, does the town actually, did they pass that bill for the good of the creatures and actually wanting to preserve the safety of them? Or is it more so they just want that popularity for the town, for people to be drawn to it for the money reasons?
Yeah, maybe to appease their tourists.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I'd like to think they would do it for the safety of the creature, because I mean, there were I didn't write it down, but I remember the story. It was like, I think 2008, a lady and her husband and their kids, they live out in that area. And she said she walked by the front door because the door was open, and she looked and she's like, "What is that?" And she calls for her husband. She's like, "Hey, come over here and look at this. Come over here and look at this." And she saw this creature walking amongst the trees through her front yard. So, I mean, she goes, I just saw Bigfoot. And there's a lot of sightings up in that area, But, here's another thing. That's not the only cryptid that comes from that area. And now that I'm thinking about it, I should have, looked up information on that other cryptid that's from that area. Lake Champlain, right?
Yeah, Champy.
Champ.
Yep.
Champ, which is a aquatic, a water cryptid.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
See, Kristen, I agree.
Yep.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. Is it 100%. For the benefit of them, or is it for the benefit of the town and the money making and, tourism?
Well, they're going to capitalize on it in one way or another.
Right. But you guys have to look at it this way as well, though, because Whitehall used to be a very, very prosperous town because of the water that they had there. So it was a very prosperous town. And then over time, that stuff left. So, now they're going to have to embrace whatever they can to keep the town alive. Going. And, people who have been there said it kind of looks, it kind of looks similar to what it did back in 1976. And see, that's what I like. That's what I like about small towns. You can go to small towns and they kind of hang on to their legacy. They try to get, to that nostalgia. They try to hang on to it. Even though there's a lot of modern technology now available everywhere, and they integrate it, but they want to keep the aesthetic as it was, say, back in 1976. So I heard this account before, but Daniel opened my eyes to information I didn't know about. Hey, Teresa, what information did you not hear about? See, that's what I'm interested in.
True.
What did I bring? I mean, here's my thing. There are podcasts out there. There are people out there that they want to cover something, but I don't think they truly do their due diligence, Now the one that I watched, they did do their due diligence. So, and again, that's what I want to try to do, guys. Whenever I bring a story to you, I want to do my due diligence and kind of bring you, a best version of that story that I can. It was 50 years ago. Thank Chavez. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy.
It feels like 30 years ago for me. I'm younger, but it still feels like it's not that far.
I was there in
the room.
I was born
around
4 years prior to this. And this happened August 24th. August 24th, 1976. So this happened right before the centennial or bicentennial or whatever.
Yeah, it did.
So
you are correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17. Yeah.
Amity, that's my wife's birth year too. She always says 1976, best year ever to be born. And I go, all right.
I'm rooting for 74 myself.
I'm 72 all day long, every day. You know what I'm saying?
94.
Dan, we come here to hear your reading stories, buddy. Well, I appreciate it, Thomas. I was 12. Tony, I was 8.
I was a year and a half. Thanks.
Oh, I was 4. I was 4 years, 8 months old.
I would have loved to have been in the 70s, man.
Well, I don't really remember a lot of the 70s. I mean, I gotta grow up in like almost the entire decade. Born in January 1st, 1972. You know, so I kind of lived the entire thing. And then the 80s hit, and holy smokes, man.
God,
that
the 80s
was
were the bomb, man.
Man.
Batman, Ghostbusters, all of those shit.
Love Ghostbusters.
Parachute pants, Jordans coming out. You know, I remember so many kids wearing rhinestone gloves and things like that because they wanted to be like Michael Jackson. The zipper jackets, and then you had like the preppies guys who were wearing Varney t-shirts and
and the pop collars.
Oh my gosh, and the alligator polos, and
I'm so glad I missed that.
But see, then I was old enough to enjoy the 90s.
The 90s.
Man, 90s was awesome. And the funny thing is, you know, I had Michael Jackson pants. I want a pair of parachute pants bad. I was 6 or 7. You know what I used to do in school, man, is I used to wear the parachute pants because I had a pair of dark blue ones, I had a pair of gray ones, I had a pair of black ones, I had a pair of white ones, and I would wear different color bandanas on my leg. So here's the thing. If you wore them, I think, on your left leg, you had a girlfriend. If you wore them on your right leg, then you were single. Yeah. My birthday is on July 15th coming up. Awesome.
Now, were the parachute pants the same? So I know them, I guess, in the 90s as trip pants. Are they the same thing?
I don't know what trip
pants are either.
The parachute pants were like a nylon. They were like a parachute material,
like made out of parachute material.
And they had zippers on them. They had different, they had a lot of different zippers on them. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, they had that's what trip pants are, I guess. They're a lot of zippers, and they have like the almost like the handles, like the material handles that hang off of them. I don't know.
Kind of like that, but we didn't have handles on them.
Okay.
And so you guys, this is awesome. Robbie goes and says, the 80s is what I remember the most. I had a members only jacket.
Oh Lord.
Robbie, I had a black one, I had a brown one, and I had a blue one. Those were awesome. And then I had all the sports stuff. Wow, what was it? The starter jackets. Oh, come on now.
And what was a bum equipment? Remember all the rage for the bum equipment sweatshirts and t-shirts?
Oh yeah.
And
Bugle boy pants.
I know you've lost me.
Teresa says several channels just skim over certain aspects of the story, but you detailed it where I could make sense and put pieces that were missing. That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's what I try to do. That's why I try to do things that kind of, I hope, sets my channel apart from other channels. So
yeah,
someone explain to the non-Gen Z members what members jackets only are, please.
I'm a millennial and I don't know what they are.
Okay, so members only jackets, they had a little tag on up here that said members only.
Okay.
And they didn't really have a collar, so to speak. And it was almost like a windbreaker. That's probably like the best thing I can do.
Okay.
And then Jordache jeans.
Okay.
My parachute pants were olive drab green in the 80s. That's what I'm talking about.
See,
And then
Jason said Jinko jeans. I know that term.
Dingo jeans. I don't, but
No, I don't know it either.
I got you,
Because
Jason.
we old, Daniel.
I'm telling you, man, I had Jordache jeans, I had Guess jeans, I had Levi jeans, I wore Bugle Boy pants, I had Boss t-shirts. Remember the Cologne's Polo
Oh God.
and Drakkar?
The car. You couldn't walk through a mall without coming out with a screaming headache because just
Oh.
everybody
remember.
was stoked in that stuff.
Yep. My favorite jacket now, bomber jacket. My wife found Greasebag goes. My wife found a members only jacket at the thrift store and scooped it up for. Hey, so was it in really good shape? Because I hear some of those jackets can sell for hundreds of dollars.
That's
My-
crazy.
My daughter. This is, oh man, I could have killed her when she said this. So she goes and says, "She used to work. Does anybody have like a Plato's Closet near them?"
Yeah, we have Play-Dohs by us.
Yeah, we
Okay,
do.
Mhm.
So my daughter worked at a Plato's Closet from like age 14 and a half until like 19, right? And so she would do buys and things like this. And she would go, "Yeah, we're looking for vintage clothing and stuff like that." And I go, "What do you mean vintage?" She's like, stuff like from the 90s. And I'm like, "What? Are you kidding me? The 90s?" She's like, "Oh yeah, that's all, that's all vintage stuff. You want to look for stuff like double stitched and this and this." And I'm like, "I have no clue what you're talking about, kid."
How old is she?
She's 23.
She's only like 7 years younger than me.
Well, let me tell you this. let me tell you this. My daughter, after my divorce, we were sitting down one day, and she's like, "Dad," I go, "What's up, kid?" She's like, "Quicksilver shirts. That's what I'm talking about." She goes, "Dad, do you know Elvis?" And I go, "Well, yeah, I know. I don't know him personally, but yeah, I know him, and I know his music." She goes, "I just love Elvis." And I go, "What do you mean you love Elvis? You're like 8 or 9. I've never listened to Elvis a day in my life around you. How are you going to tell me that you love Elvis?" I could name a song. She goes, "Nothing But a Hound Dog." I go, okay, name something that's not so mainstream. And this kid started spitting out different titles of songs. I'm like, what? It's just like, "I told you I love him. Dad, he's so
Aw.
beautiful."
Old soul.
Yeah. So, I mean, my kid loves Zeppelin. She loves Pink Floyd. She loves Van Halen.
Good.
I mean, my kid's got great taste, but she likes a lot of new stuff too. But yeah, she gets that from me because my love of music. Quicksilver and Billabong. Oh, absolutely.
Now, what is a billabong? You've lost me again.
Not what you think it is.
What?
It's a bong. What?
What?
It's a bong named
Bill's
Bill.
bong. It's just Bill's bong.
Yeah. So you guys, hey, I know the chat. I know you guys can hear me. So you guys, let's start asking some questions. And you know
Yeah, throw
what?
some questions up, guys. Let's go.
It doesn't necessarily have to be about what we just got done reading.
It can be off topic, of course.
Yeah, anything. This is what I like. Billabong sounds like marijuana. That's awesome. That's awesome. You guys, that's why I like these lives. If I have 500 people in, that's awesome. If I have 42 people in, that's even awesome. I just want to be able to connect with the people that make all of this happen. And we both want to make, we all three of us want to make this happen. Oh, how about this? Mags, you probably did this. Did you used to take down on the cuff of your jeans?
You just read my mind.
And
yes,
fold them and then roll them up.
And roll them up. Yes.
Peg them up. Yep.
Those are considered mom jeans in my generation.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Shush. Sabrina?
Oh, wow.
I'm just telling you the actual
naughty fox.
the actual, that's the word. And everybody loves them though. Everybody loves them. I see them worn all the time and I can't get into them because they're just not for me, but everybody loves them and that's what they call them.
Even the guys used to peg their jeans.
Yeah,
all the
I used to
time,
peg my jeans.
everything came in a wide leg or a straight leg. You didn't have a tapered leg jean when we were kids.
Yep. And I used to wear like boat shoes, like deck shoes.
Oh, docksiders, yeah.
or I heard
Penny loafers.
I
Remember the
used to
penny
wear 'em.
loafers?
I had a brown pair of penny loafers that I always kept 2 shiny pennies in them. Oh yeah, I was a
Seriously?
nerd. Yeah, there's a little slot right up by like where the tongue would
To
be,
insert your penny.
and you could put your penny in there.
Is that
Yeah.
actually what it was for?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. Yep, tube
And
socks.
penny loafer.
I'm learning something new every day.
Yep,
We're gonna
hey.
put you into culture shock, Sabrina.
I'm
Grease
I'm
bag
overloading.
for sure. Doc
Yep,
Martens,
pegs, yep.
absolutely. Hey,
I
Angel,
have Doc Martens. Those are my I love
are
those.
they boots or are they like the shoes?
They're the big boots.
Because I had both.
They're the type of boots you could kick somebody in the face with and knock them out.
Okay,
That's how big they are.
Keds, absolutely. Keds and Vans. We have a question here. Dan and
Oh.
Maggie, when was the first time you ever heard of Bigfoot? So the first time I ever heard of Bigfoot was I was probably 10 or 11, and I saw the Patterson Gimlin film. That's when I saw it, and so I was like super excited about it. And then it was maybe a year later than when I had my sighting.
And
So.
I think I was about 5 when my mom returned from her trip to Alaska and confirmed that, yes, Bigfoot is real.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
He's a real person, a real thing.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny that we used to think
Right
there was
in Whitehall, New York.
only one? Just one Bigfoot running around the whole world.
Popular fella.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I
Him
thought.
good.
Yeah,
He's got a repertoire of tricks.
That's what I thought.
I did too.
100%.
Yep.
Boat shoes, LL Bean. I definitely wore them. I always
Scrunch
so
tube socks.
Yep. I'll tell you right now. I
had scrunch socks.
I had 2 pair of deck shoes. I had a brown and white pair, like a light tan, pretty much, and then I had a suede pair that were like blue and had like a light pink on it. It was pretty awesome.
Wow.
It was pretty awesome.
Fancy.
With my okay, question. Okay, here we go. Here's another one. Since we had a major flood lately, do you think Bigfoot's go? Yes, I absolutely believe they go to higher. Hey, Ronnie, how you doing? I absolutely believe that they do go to a higher ground. And I think that they know that something is getting ready to happen. Because if you ever watch earthquakes, you see animals get real crazy because they feel the tremors before anything else does. And from what I understand, when Mount St. Helens was getting ready to erupt, tons and tons of wildlife was trying to get out of the area because they knew something was going on. So do I think they also go underground? I think they would go underground.
Absolutely.
Because if there's a way to get underground higher up, then they'll definitely do it. But they'll do whatever they can to get out of the way. Oh, look at this. So
Chavez, thank you.
Thank you.
See, I was just about to say that. So Chavez, thank you so much. So if you're just joining the channel, Josh Smith from Mysteries Unknown, he's like my brother. Him and his wife are going through a very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? Josh is
awful.
Josh is is in a battle, not
It's
for
a life
his
or
life.
death battle, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's a
he's in a
battle.
life and death battle for his wife's health. She has extreme mold toxicity. Her blood levels that were just sent back that they just got Thursday revealed that the mold toxins in her brain, her blood, and also throughout her body are in extreme levels. They're almost off the charts. Her doctor pretty much said, you guys got to get out of that area now. And you need to relocate where I'm at. So he's helping like 2 or 3 other patients with the exact same thing that Stacy has. And they're healing. They're getting better.
Good.
But the thing is that if anybody would like to do a membership, a gifted membership, or a donation for the channel tonight, please consider giving that to the GoFundMe. Now, the GoFundMe, I wish I would have put a link up here, but then I was thinking you guys can't put a link up there where you guys can click on it. But the name of the GoFundMe. So if you go to GoFundMe.com and look up Help Save Stacy Mold Toxicity Crisis, and if one of you guys want to type that in the comments, you can. It's Help Save Stacy Mold Toxicity Crisis, and donate to that. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it.
Help Save Stacy Mold Toxicity Crisis.
Help Save Stacy Mold Toxicity Crisis. Yep, that's it.
There should be a way to put a link in here somehow.
I wish I knew how. Hey, Ashes, you have people that put links in into your comments. So how do we do that? I see Ashes do that all the time. I sat in his. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to see a really cool, if you guys are gamers and you like video games, check out Ash's YouTube channel, and then he also has another YouTube channel called the Boom Boom Room. That's a pretty cool podcast that he has there as well. So check him out. I'll try to figure it out now. See, he's so awesome.
Mods can.
So, all right. So, any more questions, or then I'll break open one of these books and we'll do some reading some stories.
I have a question about the tail.
Sure.
So one of the details was that when they saw this thing on the side of the road, that its eyes lit up red. And that, I've personally seen that for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I know people who've seen that, and my question to, you guys or anybody in the chat, everybody says that these things, they light up like taillights. And, there's a huge discussion on whether these things are evil. And I guess it's like a two-part question. Do you think that anything, just because it has these red eyes, that they are deemed evil? Or, what would be a more scientific fact that would help? Yeah, because it's intense. It's terrifying. It really is. They just glow kind of on their own, and it's scary.
Well, I can be honest with, and this is just my personal experiences. Like when I had my sighting when I was 12, and when we saw Diet Dr. Pepper, that's what I'm drinking.
Your Diet Dr. Kelp.
Yeah, I'll tell you now. Amity is one of all of my subscribers, all my members are my favorites. But Amity, her and I, we started talking in Josh's, and we just gel real well together. She's a good time. She has really good questions. She has really good insights, and she also has some pretty crazy encounters. And I'm not ever going to pressure her to come on my show and tell me. But whenever she's ready to go, I would love for her to come on my show. So Amity, I'm just letting you know, you've got an open invitation to come on the show. So, but let's see, what do we got here? I heard we can swim. They have, okay, I'm going to tell you, okay, Angel. Oh, this is crazy. I'm going to tell you, and I heard the story, and I'm trying to remember who told it to me. But oh gosh, dang it! If you're still in here, if it's somebody that you know, because I can't remember who told me this. So they were. This person was out in a boat with, I think, one or two more people, and it was not completely dark. It wasn't completely dark, but it was getting closer to dusk. And they were out there fishing, and all of a sudden these rocks come sailing in from the shore. And they can't see. They can't see where these rocks are coming from. I mean, these are not tiny pebbles. These are like rocks like this that are just coming. And the guy looked up and he said he saw one come over and it went over the boat and splashing behind him. And when they looked at it, they looked back, they saw this creature just coming into the water. So it was maybe, maybe like waist to mid-chest deep, like diaphragm deep. and it kept walking out towards them. Now they're pretty far out. They're like, I don't know, maybe 150, 200, meters or yards out into this water. And this thing all of a sudden went underneath the water, and it was coming straight at them. And they said, "Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?" And he started the boat and he kicked it into gear.
Time to go.
Yeah.
And took off. And he looked back. The other guys and him looked back, and right where their boat was, it surfaced in the water.
Well, they were in his fishing spot.
Man, I'm telling you. So is that the GoFundMe?
Oh, I'll click on it and see.
I don't think I can click on it.
I can't either, no.
Yeah, I don't think I can click on it. So that kind of gives me.
It will work if you have to copy and paste it, but it will work. It goes to it.
Okay, perfect.
How do you
Thank you,
copy and
guys.
paste it?
Ashes, thank you.
Just kind of glide your mouse over it and then hold and then right click and it should say copy once you highlight it.
Oh,
And then
Yeah.
you'll paste it in your internet bar.
yeah, I can't do it. I already have it, but I can't do it. So as long as people know how to do it, the link worked for me. Yes. So there's the link. So if anybody would like to donate to help save Stacy, mold toxicity crisis, please click that link. And you can on the phone. That's awesome. Well, I'm on a desktop, so that's why I can't
Well,
do it.
I have my phone. I can test it too.
Okay.
Thanks, Ashes.
Let's see.
So
Make sure my volume is off here a minute.
that's one of
Flash
these
out
ones.
away.
So let's see here. What else do we got going on? Do we have any more? So to answer the question, yes, I
Yes,
do.
it works beautifully.
Awesome.
Sweet.
So
Thank
yes,
you,
Angel. I do believe they swim. I heard they're very, very good swimmers,
Mm-hmm.
and especially if they're like, I don't know, if they're like 7 to 9 feet tall, they're able to get in some deeper water real quick. And you got to think they've got to be great swimmers because look at how massive their shoulders are.
They're built with
They're
pure
built
ropes
for
of
it, really.
muscle.
Yeah. So, any more questions? What do we got? We're not ending it. So if someone pops on, all of a sudden you hear me go, any more questions?
They're like, oh, are you leaving?
No, we're not leaving. We've got plenty of time. I just want to interact with the chat.
Oh, I
And
know. I love them.
Any
more
questions?
stories. You guys want some more stories? Let me know. I've got 3 books here that I can read from. Just tell me what you want me to read a story about, and I'll tell you if it's in one of these books. The floods, they go higher ground, but the flood was devastating. Okay. I'll take grade A's for North America. For 200. Awesome.
For 200.
What's up there? Pork chops and apple size. Hey, what's up, JP? Been here since day one. First time making it to live, though. Love what you're doing.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, Ashes, as long as you're in here every once in a while, can you drop that link? I would greatly appreciate that. So anybody want to hear a story? If so, tell me what you want to hear about. Oh, hey, how did your meeting go, Mags, with that family?
It went well. We'll be getting in touch with you to get them squared away with a time to sit down and talk with you. So they're pretty excited.
Screaming scarecrow? Okay.
Oh,
Hey, Sabrina, take over.
yeah. That story scared the crap out of me.
Here it comes.
I'm telling you. So we were supposed to. I'm so upset. Her aunt moved away, and she's the original one that was supposed to take us to this trip. And we were planning a trip last year, and we were supposed to go. And I was begging for my life, and I was like, "Please take me to this spot." And it never happened. And now she moved down to Texas. So I'm trying to convince my best friend and her sisters, which they're absolutely terrified and they hate what I do. And I send them scary stuff all the time and it scares them. So I don't think they'll take me, but
Where do we need to drive to, Sabrina?
hell for certain, Kentucky.
Oh, well.
It is deep in the mountains. I'm talking up on the mountains, mountain people. You need to have a name
You
that
need
they
to know somebody or you're going to be put back down the mountain.
Yeah. So the story goes that it was her Oh, it was her grandma or her great grandma lived in Helfer, Kentucky. Her mom told me this story, and it was before her mom was born, and it was passed down, through her sisters, through her mom, and we'll just say it was her great grandma, lived in Helfer, Kentucky, up on the top of the mountains. She was a midwife. It was her and her husband. They lived in this trailer. Her husband worked the night shift, so she took care of, children, daycare, kind of things like that while he was away, or she was at home and, doing what she would do while he was sleeping. And they would have some really weird activity up there every once in a while, weird noises. They had a couple of Bigfoot activities up there, and, that's another story. But one week, while her husband was out, she started hearing these weird noises on the trailer. And, she thought, you're out there. This is probably in the 60s, no, hardly any lights. She thought, might be an animal, could be, you never know what it would be. But every time she would hear it, it would be on the same exact side of her trailer by this certain window. And, at first she thought, is my husband coming home playing pranks on me? And she would go to look and there would be nothing there. And this went on for a couple of nights. And finally she said, I'd had enough. She told her husband about it, and he just brushed it off. And, because I guess they had so much stuff going on up there. And so she waited one night. She waited for this scratching noise by this window, and when it came, she kind of flipped open the blinds, and she said there was a scarecrow, and she said that it was exactly like you would think, ratty clothes. It had the hat on. I'm talking like, I can't remember who referenced this, but like Jeepers Creepers, but like it had the straw coming out of the hat. I know, it freaks me out, and I don't know. I don't even know. And so she said it immediately changed its direction to her in the window, because I guess it saw the movement in the window. And she said it threw its arms up and just wailed and screamed like a banshee at the top of its lungs, and turned around and ran off into the cornfield, still screaming.
That's what I would have done, scream like a banshee, and then, die. Right.
I know. And so I dug and dug and dug. And then, of course, Daniel found what I could not find. I don't know how. He was just meant to find it. But the only thing I could find was information about a Russian boogeyman. And it interested me because they said that it would go to where children were. And the window that this thing was scratching at was the daycare, the nursery room that she would keep the kids in. So whatever it was just scratching its weird little long fingers on this window, I guess, I don't know, trying to get in or coax somebody out. I don't know, but it's terrifying.
Yeah, but so you now tell them about the Bigfoot up in that area as well. You guys, this I'm telling you, you know what part I'm talking about of this Bigfoot encounter is man down.
Dropped my camera.
That's okay.
But you know the part that I find is super scary of this Bigfoot encounter.
I think so. So this is again, 60s to 70s. They're up in this mountain, hearing strange noises, and I believe the Bigfoot encounter was before the scarecrow. But so I guess they were hearing these weird noises at night, some like hooting and hollering, some just kind of like cries and moans and groans. And one night, oh man, it gives me the chills. I mean, both stories are scary, but it gives me the chills. One night she was standing at the sink where she was doing her dishes, and she heard this long scream. And, this had been going on again for a couple of nights, and her husband was like, I've had enough. I'm done. Whatever this thing is out here, I'm taking care of it. So she could see out her kitchen window while she was at the sink. They had this bush out in the yard, and she could see this thing. And she said it was probably 7 to 8 feet, and it was hiding behind this big bush, and it was kind of peeking out, would look at her through the window and then kind of hide again, peek out, would look through the window and then hide again. And it was just screaming at them from behind this bush. So her husband was like, I've had enough. He grabbed the gun and he went out on the back porch and he shot at it. And I guess he hit, and it made this god awful wailing sound. And she said that, you know, her great grandpa was like adamant, like, I'm gonna go see it. I shot this thing, I know it, I want to go look. And you know, his wife was like, no, like, you're not going out there, you're not going any farther than this porch, dragging him back inside. You know, she was like, whatever you hit, you can see it in the morning. So morning comes, and they both go out there, and this thing is gone. The only thing that's there is a little bit of blood, but it's completely gone. So they think that, you know, they've seen the end of this thing. Well, I don't know how long it had passed, but her husband did pass away. So she was the only one up there on top of the mountain in that area. And she heard this noise. She looks out her door, and it is the same Bigfoot. And it is sitting on her porch, and it has its back to her at the door, and it is sitting on the porch with its head in its hands, and it's crying. I don't know if it's really crying or if it was, you know, mock crying or what, but she said it sat there on the porch and just made this grumbly crying noise, and then didn't ever look at her, and then just got up and walked away.
That's freaky. That's, to me, is one of the scariest things.
Yeah.
I got 2 questions that I noticed. So we got here. Why do some say they crash through the woods, but then also they're silent? And this is my opinion, and my opinion only on this one. When you hear them coming through, it's more of a dominance thing. They want you to know that they're big, that they can do whatever they want to.
Yep.
And it's more of a threatening manner than anything.
Intimidation. Yeah.
Exactly.
Bluff
Now,
charges.
If they're silent, it's because they're curious. They want to see what's going on. They don't want you to know they're around. And if you're not doing anything stupid, they're probably going to leave you alone. If you're in an area that they use to feed or take care of the young, they'll probably try to make you feel uncomfortable being there and try to get you out of the area.
Yep.
But most of the time when they're silent, it's because they're curious and they want to see what you're up to.
Yep.
So that's what I believe. So
yeah,
she always has
thought there.
Yeah.
She always has great questions.
I
And
love
here's
these questions.
Here's another one. Are Bigfoot in other areas, in the South, more aggressive than here? So I've heard of a few cases, but not many. So you're in the South. Whereabouts in the South are you, Teresa? Down south, they're known as boogers, wood boogers, things like that. The only area that I have heard that they are way more aggressive than southern down in the South is Alaska. Alaska, they are known to take people out, and they do it with no problems at all. So
Dana, do you think they're more aggressive in Alaska simply because they have other apex predators that they have to compete with for food source?
No,
they
don't have to. They are the apex predator.
True.
If they want something from, if they want something from a bear, they're going to take it. Now, there is a guy, his name's Val. He was on my show. He has his own group on Facebook, and he posts a lot of pictures. And lately, the last week or so, he's posted pictures of black bear that are mutilated.
Oh.
And I'm a hunter. I've hunted. Hunters would not do
You don't
this.
even find a dead bear in the woods rare.
No.
To find.
They're finding, like, it's just been ripped apart. And some of them, it's crazy. Some of them are just super, super crazy. So Teresa, to answer your question, I believe that the Alaskan Bigfoots, or hairy men as they're called up there, are way, way more aggressive than anything down here in the lower 48. And then if you go region to region, I'd say the most aggressive in the lower 48 are down south. And then I think the most chill ones that you'll find are up in the Pacific Northwest.
I think ours are a little bit of both, because we've had instances when, I've been out and we've had little pebbles thrown to, there was one time I was sitting next to somebody, and the precision that these things can throw a rock with, I'm talking maybe like somebody's head was like right here, and we're sitting there in this circle, and the rock hit right directly, and it hit this car so hard that I was like, I'm about to be done. And I mean, we've had windshields broken, so I think it just depends on if, like you said, if they want you out of the area, they will. You are going to get out. But if they're curious, they'll, little pebbles here and there, they'll throw them right at your feet. They'll throw them different ways. I know somebody who's had a Mountain Dew bottle thrown at them before. It's just it just depends on their mood and what they want from you.
Tony,
So-
what am I watching?
So first, Tony gives us this comment up here. He gives us this. Okay, I need rubber boots. So to me, he's referring. We may be full of crap in here. Okay, so I don't know what part you jumped in. Then what are you watching? And then, oh my! Again, I don't know what that was referring to. But Tony, so what? If this is a first time ever coming into the chat, so anybody that's new to this chat, seeing this live for the very first time, please put a 1 in the comments. Tony, this is a really open community. We like to communicate with each other. We like to bounce ideas off of each other. I love listening to the chat. I love listening to their theories, what their thoughts are. I ask them any questions. We go off the rails here sometimes. We just got done talking about 15 minutes or 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes of how awesome the 80s were.
We're
and
having
what
fun.
Yeah, and that's what it is.
What's it all about?
We're definitely going to talk about 80s. I'm actually going to read a couple of stories from some books that I have here that are all eyewitness accounts. So again, if you like to have fun, then you're in the right place. If you're here to troll and make fun of people from encounters, which I hope that's not what you're here for, but if you are, then I have quite a few moderators in chat right now that will kindly escort you off the channel, out of the chat. But everybody's welcome. We want to have a good time. We want to have fun. And Wade, one of my longtime listeners and members. So what are we doing? We just got done talking about the Beast of Whitehall, New York. The Abair Road Incident happened in August 24th, 1976. And then we talked about 25-30 minutes about how awesome the 80s were.
The 90s were better.
What we used to wear. And then I asked anybody, hey, want to hear a story? What do you want to hear? And then Amity jumped on and said, the screaming scarecrow. So Sabrina went over that. And now we're just jiving. So that's pretty much what we're going through. Also, I went over, if you look right above the 80s were awesome comment, Wade. That is the link to the GoFundMe for Josh. I set that up last night, and buddy, they need our help. They need this community's help. Josh, if anybody has watched his show, have had interactions with him, you'll know he is a genuinely nice person. Him and Stacy are the kind of people that will give you the shirt off their back and never ask for anything in return. That's just how they are. They're pretty much homeless right now. They have a hotel room for a couple of nights, and they need to get all the assistance that they can get. He has moved 9 times in the last year. 9 times in the last year. Once out to Idaho and then back. And then 2 places while he was back in Arkansas. And now they just made a trip again. So, and what's really rough is that he's going to have to return to salvage whatever he can from that apartment. And he has to leave Stacy behind. And so, lucky my little sister lives near him.
Oh, good.
Lives in the area, and she's agreed to help him. So,
oh, that's amazing.
That's
so
nice.
if anybody has the impulse to do a super chat or something here, please go to GoFundMe, and what you were going to give here, please give to Josh. If you're going to do gift memberships, the amount of memberships that you planned on giving, look at the monetary value of that and donate that to the GoFundMe. Truly appreciate it. And Greasebag, thank you so much. I saw exactly what you donated, and thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. It means more to me than you'll ever know. So,
So Amity, you are in my neck of the woods, darling. You are about an hour and 15 from me.
uh-oh. That's trouble right there, man.
That's close.
I see a scarecrow road trip coming up for you.
Oh man, if I can get somebody's name to go up there, I'm gonna beg them to just. I'll even offer to drive them, like, just because I need them, since that's their last name, to get up there. But I'm gonna try.
So cool.
Angel, it is my absolute pleasure. I listen to you guys. Trust me. Oh,
wow. Krista.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow.
See, when Krista makes an entrance, when she comes into a room, she just doesn't politely knock on the door and then slowly turn the handle and open the door.
No,
She comes
She
in,
kicks it down.
she kicks the whole frame right
she
out of
for
the wall.
SWAT or what?
I think she is. I think she's like Delta Force. She just comes in. Bam! I'm here, everybody.
Awesome. Guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And I don't think that she heard heard what I was just saying, but well, I'll make sure Josh
Gets that.
Josh gets taken care of, yeah. For certain. So let's hear a story. Oh my God, Scarecrow trip. Look at that.
Oh.
Well, see, Amity was just up in the UP, up in Escanaba, up around that area, and she sent me some pictures of some scary looking cemeteries up there. So yeah, that's crazy.
That's right up my alley. Amity, if you know, without giving too much of my location away, where Hillsboro is, that's the closest.
I know exactly where you are.
I'm out here, man.
You are. All right. What do you guys want to hear? Well, let's get one of these different books here. All right. I emailed you a link video. Hey, you know what, Brian? I just looked at it. I just looked at it, and I didn't see it move, but when they stopped moving the camera around, it wasn't there anymore. It looked like a body. Oh my gosh, JP.
Oh, wow, guys.
Not sure how to do the GoFundMe thing. I'm sorry. No problem. And again, I appreciate you guys, and I want to make sure Josh gets taken care of. So I appreciate that.
You guys are awesome.
All right. So I'm going to ask one more time, what do you guys want to hear about?
Or any more questions? Questions are always fun.
Questions.
Yeah, questions.
About anything.
Anything. Like, guys, this is like...
Open
It
session.
is. Well, someone's been asking for an accent, so I'm just going to go here. I see. I'm thinking Bigfoot. The bears give each other a side eye in passing in the woods.
Little shoulder bump.
Ooh, a Dogman, please.
Doggy man, please.
You got a woof for it.
Okay, so we got here.
I was dying over that joke about the dog man. You guys having like a leash and a collar in the trees when you go.
Here, buddy.
Good boy.
I got a tree for you.
I got trees.
You want a scratch?
Buddy.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
It's funny because in both these books they have a Dogman in Kentucky and they have a Dogman in Michigan. Let's see what this Dogman in Michigan is.
Yeah, see where that Michigan Dogman's at.
I like Dogman.
Ronnie, Hillsboro, Ohio.
Okay, this is up in the UP. Here we go. Here we go. Wonder if Bigfoot can hear our thoughts. I don't know.
If he
I
can,
wonder-
I feel sorry for the poor
Oh,
fella.
yeah.
I wonder.
What goes through my head, he'd be doing some bad things.
Oh, I definitely would make a Bigfoot blush. Seriously.
Mhm.
All right, Blanche, calm down.
Well, darling. Okay, here we go. Ready? So this was in the upper peninsula, so up in the UP in Michigan. This happened September of 89, June of 97. I might have already read this one, but yeah, I did read that one. I just read that one recently. So let's look at this one here. Let's see here. La 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 la. Where'd it go? Okay, there we go. 45. Let's see what we got here. 47, 45. Okay. I don't think I've read this one. This one, Scottsville, Michigan. Do you know where that is?
That is the town of the creepy clown band, Daniel.
No.
It's about
Oh, that's right.
2 hours
No.
and 15 minutes north of where I'm at.
No.
That's a
Outside
road
of
trip.
Ludington.
It's
That's
a
a
creepy
road
what?
trip.
Clown what?
It's a clown band. It's
That's
the
the clown
Scottsville
band.
Marching Clown Band. It's
Yeah, I'll
a
give 'em
whole
a-
shitload of creepy clowns with
Yeah,
instruments.
No.
Didn't you look it up last time we talked about it?
No, I don't look up clowns because I hate clowns. You guys, I'm serious. Clowns terrify me. I'm not playing games.
They got a whole
Spiders,
town full.
spiders, snakes, and clowns. I have this much time for them. Zero.
So
Hate
if
'em.
I ever meet you, I'm dressing up as a clown, right?
And I'm gonna kick you right in your face. I will put a size 12 right on that chin of yours.
And then we get, what does the fox say?
What does the fox say?
And I'll
Ow,
just
ow,
cry.
ow, 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 ow.
I'll just cry.
What does the fox say? Ow, 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 ow.
Oh man.
Okay, here we go, guys. Ready? Here we go. This was in the summer of 92.
I hope not, Thomas.
Yeah, Thomas, exactly. I do not do clowns either. What about
You
a
should
spider
come
dressed
out
up
with
as a
funny
clown?
stuff around your face.
Listen,
That's shotgun material.
I'm gonna tell you right now. So my daughter, okay, I promise I'm gonna read this story right after. So my daughter, my beautiful 23-year-old daughter, who is just me in a female form, very sarcastic. She has what is the what's arachnophobia? She has arachnophobia like on steroids. Like I watched my daughter almost go into a panic attack by the mere mention of, is that a spider? Oh, she freaks out. So she wasn't at my mother-in-law's house last weekend. So last weekend we had to cook out and everything. And then someone goes, is that a spider? And I'm kind of looking, I don't see it. And here's these little tiny baby spiders coming down from the ceiling and around this window or light fixture, right? So we're all laughing because my mother-in-law is freaking out. She's just like, everybody's gonna think my house is dirty. We're like, no, it has nothing to do. Her house is immaculate. My mother-in-law's house is like a museum, right? So my nephew's up there and he goes, they're all over the ceiling up here. So he's up there killing all these little spiders, right? So when my daughter comes back, I go, hey, I said, did you still hear what happened at grandma's house last week? She's like, no, what? I go, yeah, there was like 45 or 50 spiders that were slowly coming out down off the ceiling. And she's like, oh my God. Oh, she's freaking out. And she goes, we got to burn grandma's house down now. We got to burn it down.
And she's probably serious though.
100% serious. 100% serious. So, okay, here we go, guys. Ready? Here we go. So Ace says here, he goes, do you want me to use a southern accent from somebody up in Michigan? Oh, we just lost Mags. Oh, well.
She'll come back.
I hope so. Maybe she just bounced out because she had to go to the bathroom or something. Or her husband needed something. So, all right. So I had a lot of bad habits growing up, but one that would have really gotten my hide tanned was smoking. Both of my folks smoked cigarettes, not dope, but if they'd had caught me, I'd have been dead in deep doo doo. That's why I had to be discreet about it. I can't do a southern accent when I'm trying to do someone in a Michigan. I don't know a Michigan accent. Uh, Here and there, I'd be able to talk an older kid in town into buying me a pack, but most of the time, I just steal smokes from my mom and my dad's packs when they weren't looking. Cigarettes were pretty cheap back then, so they didn't exactly keep count. Wouldn't be able to get away with that now. No sirree, Bob. I grew up on a farm, and we had a few big fields where my dad grew winter wheat and soybeans. Sometimes he tried a hand at corn too. We didn't have much in the way of livestock, just a few chickens and pigs. My family used to my family used to th- okay, the family used to though. Okay, so I guess they used to have livestock. My grandfather had over 100 head of steer back when my dad was a boy. It just got to be uh, too much work though. And when my dad took over the farm, the animals went by the wayside. Do a Sean Connery. We still had the barn though. It was a rickety old thing with big gaps between the wood planks, about as airtight as a sieve. But my dad used to store the tractors and equipment, and it did a fair enough job for that. I found my own use for the barn, though. I had gone on the back side of it and I would smoke. There, no one could see me from the house, and it was pretty far enough away that the smell of cigarette smoke didn't waft over and get me in a pickle. I was back there puffing away when I heard something move inside the barn. It sounded big and heavy, and I was sure it was my dad. He must have ducked inside to grab a tool or a can of diesel or something. It was so, let's see here. I was so startled, I swallowed my spit and started coughing. Yep, 13 years old. 13-year-old me was a real cool cucumber. I was trying to figure out where I could ditch the smoke when I saw something moving through the gaps in the siding. It sure was it sure as heck was not my dad. I knew that because it was covered in fur. As I said, the only animals we had on the farm were some chickens and pigs. This animal was dark gray. All I could think about was one of my neighbor's horses must have wandered into our barn or into our property and into our barn. When you live in the country, this sort of thing happens every now and again. I was relieved it wasn't my dad and that I wasn't going to get busted for smoking. I pinched off the end of the cigarette and set it on the fence, planning to come back and get it later. Then I circled to the entrance of the barn. I had all intentions of leading the horse back to its rightful owner. Figured there might even be a little reward in it for me. I didn't expect it, but I wouldn't have turned it down either. Except when I look into the barn, I wasn't looking at a horse. Truthfully, I didn't know what I was looking at the time. But over the years, I've heard enough people in these parts talking that I can give a name to what I saw. It was a dogman. It was crouching down on its haunches and eating from a bag of cat food that we kept in there for the barn cats. It was just gobbling it down like a dog eating kibble. After about about that time, my foot came down on a loose board, which let out a loud creak as my weight dropped onto it. This dog man immediately jumped up onto its two hind legs. It was standing there like a man, but was hunched over. Its body, its legs, and its head all looked like they belonged on a dog, but the body was much bigger, much longer than a dog's. It almost looked deformed. We had to stare down for it. It seemed it lasted more than 10 seconds. I don't want to infer that I was being brave by any means. I was just too shocked to run. But the Dogman, it ran. And it ran straight at me. As for being brave, well, I'm ashamed to admit, but my bladder let loose a little bit. Turns out it wasn't even coming for me. It was just running for the door, and it blew right by me. As it did, one of its front legs or arms or whatever you want to call it hit me in the jaw hard enough to make me see stars. By the time I shook it off and turned around, I saw that Dogman running into the woods on the north end of our property. I really couldn't believe it, but the bruise it left on my face was proof I hadn't dreamed the whole thing up. A few days later, my daddy came home from a trip to town and told us that one of the neighbors had seen a dog the size of a man. I asked my daddy if the dog was walking on two hind legs, and it looked like I could have knocked him over with a feather. And here's what he said. I told my dad, this is what I said. I told my dad about what I had seen in the barn. I let out the part about smoking. I don't know if he believed me for sure, but he told me to stay out of the barn unless he was with him. That only lasted a few weeks, though, and life went on. I never saw anything else, but there have been plenty of sightings in the area over the years. And that's my story.
I can't imagine something that big literally just running, whether it was intending to run like for you or just pass, but I would let loose up my bladder as well.
Oh, this is the first time I'm going to be doing it on my channel. Just having medical episodes seems, so I'm going to stay in chat and keep visiting. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Mags. So I haven't done this yet on my channel, so I'm going to do it right now. And someone has a birthday coming up on the 15th. So I'm going to sing happy birthday, but I'm going to sing it a different way so I don't get hit with the copyright thing. So is it Brian? Is that how you say it, Kristen? Is it Brian? Give me a 1, give me a 2, give me a 3, 4, 5. All right, well, here we go. If it's Brian, I hope I'm saying it right. Brian, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Brian. Brian, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brian. You are going to turn 12 today. Happy birthday, buddy. And we got one more person in here. His birthday is on the 15th. John, where are you at? I saw him talking about it a little bit ago. Or a while ago. There he is. I think I saw it. Oh, Jason, here we go. Ready? Jason, on the 15th, you're turning 43. On the 15th, you're turning 43. Happy birthday, dear Jason. 43, you're going to be on the 15th. Happy birthday, buddy. All right.
Beautiful.
Also, thank you. Thank you very much. He's doing a Maryland sing to Kennedy. Absolutely not. I will not. Yep, like Bray Road. Okay, I got you. All right. So happy birthday to all the people who are having birthdays today, soon, or in the past. Thank you for coming on, and it was a pleasure to say happy birthday to you. So
happy y'all are here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we turned Todd around because I saw Todd earlier. He goes, I think he said something like, I'm loving this show. I think that's what he said. So I'm glad we turned you around. Again, that's what we do here. We want everybody to have fun. We want everybody to have a good time. I expect that from me on December 2nd. Well, let me look at the calendar. What's going on December 2nd?
You better be available.
Because I'm not doing any special. Let's see here. December 2nd that's a Tuesday, man. That's a Tuesday. So come on, Dan, sing sexy. No, absolutely. I will not sing sexy. I'm not going to.
You've got a nice flow. You got a nice little flow there.
Oh, stop! I was in concert choir.
See?
And I wasn't a band.
You got the you know.
I said, thank you very much. All right, so you guys, even me, Tony, when's your birthday?
Lay it on us, Tony.
Come on, even me. What do you mean, even you? Are you having fun? As long as you guys are having fun, man, I'm happy. I like that you guys have fun. Oh, dude has a nice voice. Come on, man.
See?
Do some Elvis Daniel. Honestly, I can't. I mean, I can do it. I'm going to win this race.
That's actually really good. You've got like the undertones of the I can't do it, but
I'll say it. Thank you. Well, thank you very much.
See?
I don't know. No one wants to hear me sing. They're not going to come in onto the podcast on a live stream going, oh, yeah, the host is there singing.
hey, we're wild over here. We're about as wild as all the cryptids that
guys,
we talk about. So
this is the wild, wild Midwest. I'm telling you. We just get crazy up here in the Midwest. The wild, wild West? No, come on now. This is the wild, wild Midwest. We get crazy up in here. We get crunk. I don't even know what that means.
That's a 90s slang.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Dano. Ladies and gentlemen, Dano has left the building.
Oh, thank you.
I said thank you. Thank you very much. You know, one of my favorite Elvis songs is "Mysterious Minds." I love that one. God, what other ones does he sing? CC Rider. And are you looking for trouble? Or blah 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 blah. I don't know that. I don't know the name. I don't know how to do that song. It's Saturday Night Cut Loose. Absolutely. Everybody cut loose. Foot loose. Let's have a good time. Let's have a good time. All right. Anybody else got any questions? I picked a hell of a day to quit drinking. Oh man. Dude, quit drinking is awesome. My favorite is Burning Love. A hunk of burning love.
See, I don't know how you got it.
Kentucky Rain? I don't know. Daniel, write a song about cryptids. You know what? I'm going to do it. Wonder what Bigfoot would think if they heard Dano singing Elvis in the middle of the woods. Might attract the female. Uh-oh, look out.
You never know.
Yep. Oh, hold on. There she is. Hold on. Did you have an open heart surgery to get it working again?
Oh, it decided it was going to update itself in the middle of shit.
Are you kidding?
You told it I was going to have some strong words with it, right?
I threatened it. I told it, Sabrina's coming to get your ass. Get to work.
I will.
Here we go. All right, here's another question. That's how you had your encounter, huh? You know what? Here's the thing. I can't say for certain yes or no, but when I had my sighting, I was 12. We lived out on this property. It's 5 acres of land. It was like maybe 3/4 of an acre that was cleared, and then everything else was just woods. And my dad had built a deck on this. He parked the fifth wheel out there, and then he had built a really nice sized deck because my dad loved to party. My dad loved to cook out. My dad was a phenomenal cook. Have you found a Yowie story yet? No, I have not. And he goes, and what we would do is he had these speakers and he would put them out on the deck and he would play every kind of music you can think of. Like legit. My dad had a vinyl collection. Like you have no idea. It was a magnificent collection. And so, and we'd be out there playing games, cards, cribbage, that type of things. And I would not be surprised if my dad blaring the music like he did could have attracted him to the area. So you never know.
I think they love him, honestly. One
Night
of my
Ashes.
one of my last trips, I got a drum from one of my elders, and I thought I would try to take it out. And I drummed for probably about 4 minutes or
Night,
so.
Jason. Thanks, buddy.
And as soon as I was done drumming, we heard this super loud howl off in the distance. So I think they love that stuff.
What do people think of red-eyed or darker-eyed Bigfoot? Are they the same? Okay, so we kind of touched on this a little bit when we read the encounter of Whitehall, that they had seen, and everybody who saw it, they all agreed that the creature had glowing red eyes. I think that's a thing they're able to control. And again, I could be completely wrong, because you hear, that I've seen or heard encounters where people have seen black eyes. The one that I saw with eye shine was like a dark amber color, almost red. So I don't know. Could it be the same one? I'm not really sure. I would be really intrigued. I would definitely be game to go out where there's known sightings, known encounters, like heavy, a lot of activity. Can I pet that dog?
Sorry.
It's a nice puppy you got there.
He's yelling
Can I
at
pet
me.
your puppy?
Stop.
She's cute.
But again, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if could it be the same one? I think it could be. But again, the realm of probability in this community or this subject matter, it's wide open, So unless I can see something myself, I can't give you a definitive answer. Is it the same one or whatnot? Let's see here. Here we go. What is the most disturbing encounter, Dogman or Bigfoot, that I've ever heard? So the most disturbing Dogman encounter I've ever heard is on Vic Cundiff's show. It's of an elderly gentleman who was driving down the road, and a Dogman literally kept up with his car.
Oh, that's a great story. I've heard this one. It's frightening.
This Dogman reached in his car to grab him. That's actually terrifying. Bigfoot encounter. Oh, also, yeah, any Dogman encounter in the LBL is terrifying to me. Terrifying Bigfoot encounters to date. Now, I've heard a lot of encounters. The scariest Bigfoot encounter I've ever heard is Fred from Alaska. It's his personal encounter where they surrounded his cabin. It's like just a one-room cabin, and Fred had to shoot at it, shoot through the wall, or shoot through the door, because it was coming through the wall or the door, and it was reaching for him. I think it was him, his uncle, and his cousin. So he had pretty much had to fight his way out of his cabin to get to their boat. So that's the most terrifying Bigfoot encounter I've heard. Does that help, sir? Oh, Thomas, did you hear that one? Hear that story? That's a crazy one. And no, I have not found a Yowie story yet. I'm working my magic. I just had an interview on Tuesday night, I think, or Wednesday night. So I do have it here. I had an account or an interview on Wednesday night from a guy from Tasmania.
Wow.
And it was about the Glimmer Man, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah.
That's intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd never heard about the Glimmer Man except for a movie that had I don't care what anybody says. This guy is a national treasure. He is a film star. He should have easily an Oscar. Easily. And I don't care what y'all say, but Steven Seagal, he is like the greatest action one of the greatest action stars that we've ever had in cinema. He's amazing. And if you guys believe that, I got a bridge I can sell you.
I was gonna say
I'm
Steven
telling
and the
you.
Seagulls.
Steven Seagal's a dope.
Mm.
Now he is a legit Aikido master. He actually is. But I mean, come on now. You've got people knowing what you're going to do to him. You take someone like BJ Penn or Patty the Batty, and they will beat the crap out of him.
Patty's
So,
scary.
I love Patty the Batty.
He's
I
nuts.
follow
He's
him on
nuts.
social media. I love him.
He is nuts.
Let's see here. I got a question. So there's a question for you, Steamboat. Any updates, Steamboat, about Samson? So if there's any updates about Samson, Chavez would like to know. Has anyone heard the story about the two brothers that lured one into their cabin and set traps for it and managed to kill it? It was one of the a Bigfoot or Dogman greasebag? Because I definitely need to find out more about that. I'm interested in that.
Wade had a question back a little bit. I can't figure out how to highlight or if we can do that, but he said, so why do some Bigfoot prints have 5 toes and some 4 or 3? I've heard that it's due to the breeding in areas that have higher concentrations. What's your thoughts?
I don't know. Well, if you can hover over one of the comments, you should just be able to click on it. It should highlight it. This doesn't work for you? Okay. Well, I got to work on that then. You said Wade had that question?
Yes.
All right, let me look here. Okay. So let's see. Why do they have 5, some 3, some 2? Honestly, it could be a genetic thing. It could be a deformity of some kind. They could have been hurt and lost it. I've heard that it's due to. It could be an inbred thing. Honestly, it could. But again, the higher concentration. I want to be honest with you guys. I honestly think there are fewer than 12,000 Sasquatch in the continental United States. That's a lot, but you got to look at the terrain and the area that they, I want to say fewer than 12,000. So,
do you think, Daniel, 3 or 4 or 5 toes, the difference may be that there are different species of Sasquatch, like they say Gugway or Genosqua?
Yep.
I do.
That could definitely be another thing as well. Absolutely.
Reese said, are there any recent stories about Bigfoot sightings or Dogman within the last year or 2?
Yeah. Tons of them.
Yeah.
Tons of them. I'm going to look up Jeremiah Byron. Look up his, I want to say it's TikTok. There was a sighting June. There was one a couple of weeks ago. There was one in Michigan like 3 months ago, seen by a dad and a son while they were out fishing. Let's see, what else is there? We lost her again.
Yep.
Maybe she's just tired of us. Did Hillary sneak in here?
I think so.
Did she? I don't see her. Usually she just says, hello, my lovelies. Oh, she says, hey, y'all. Hey, Hillary, I'm glad you're in here.
Hello. Ooh, Robbie said the eye shine at my place was red. I can't say it was a Bigfoot, but it was 9 foot off the ground and glowing red.
Yep. I saw that comment. That's crazy. Yep. She's back. Listen, if you don't want to hang out with this, you don't want to hang out with this. You can just go.
I do. Just my locale keeps kicking me out of here.
Oh, let's see here. Just imagine how many go unreported. Absolutely.
Oh,
that haunts me.
We got Virax. Hey, welcome. I've seen him in here before. That's awesome. And I hate to give him. Oh man. Okay, so there's a website you can go to that they do reports, and they will tell you that's where Jeremiah's getting his daily reports. So he'll go on, he'll check out their website, and then he gets on his TikTok and says, hey, this day there was a reported sighting of a Bigfoot in this state at this location, da 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 da. And it's, I mean, I might even start doing that.
Did you know that that is not, which is probably common knowledge anyway, if you really think about it, but the website that you can see, I won't name it either, but it's barely the surface of what they actually have.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
That's too large
For
of a
real.
database to host.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
So seriously, think about it. So we're seeing like this much. We're seeing like something that would fill that they're showing us is like this much.
Yep.
But the amount of information they have would fill this cup up in comparison. So if you look at it like this, they're showing us, they're keeping to themselves. You
Yep.
know.
It's crazy.
So. See, I kid you not, I vacuumed before the show, went upstairs and seriously left a 4-toed print. I counted my
What? They were
toes,
all
and yep,
accounted for?
they were all counted for.
Hmm.
That's what.
See that one, them
That is
bill
funny.
bonds?
That's hilarious.
That is true, though. I mean, there are some really great prints out there, but there are so many prints that are, mistaken for, like in the snow, when the snow melts, or, the brush being moved in some certain way and spread after it rains, and people are like, oh, this is a footprint, and it's so hard to discern what's real and what's just an accidental, what looks like a shape. And
Right. Yeah. What's pareidolia and what's
Yep.
actually
Yep.
real?
Hey,
Yep.
do you guys want some show and tell?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Let's see. The only person I have ever reported my sighting was Josh. The damn thing.
Oh,
Oh.
Thomas, you haven't been on my show,
that's so sad.
have you? Because I would like to have you on my show, bro.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, there's another story out there, and I think Wes Germer had this guy on here twice, had on his show twice, and it's one of the most terrifying Dogman encounters I've heard. It's like in my top 3, but it's also one of the saddest ones. So this guy is a coon hunter. He takes his dogs out, and he has, I can't remember what the dog's name is. And if anybody knows, once you start hearing me talk about it, if you know what the dog's name is, I have not, but a huge follower. Well, I'm extending an invitation to you to come on the show. If you would like to come on the show, let's schedule a time. My email address is thecryptidpodcast72@gmail.com. It's scrolling across the screen right now. I would definitely love to hear that story.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it was Jake. Yep, there you go. Thanks, Wade. I know Wade's real name, by the way, but I like calling him Wade. So this guy, I know his name was Jake. Dog, I know. Once you said it, I remembered it. So, yep, Momo, I've heard, I have too, that he has 3 toes as well. All right, Thomas, cool, man. I look forward to hearing from you, bud.
Yeah.
So this kid, he goes out with his granddad, and they're doing some hunting. And his granddad was getting up in age, and so his granddad kind of just stayed by the truck. And what this guy was doing is he was also breaking in a new dog. It was a younger dog, was training him, and he brought old Jake with him because Jake had been with him for years, and Jake was like a great dog. Like if you could think of the best hunting dog ever, this is what Jake was. And so he goes out there, and they go out and they get the dogs. They get a scent. So they go up and they hear, he hears, and I'm going to I'm not going to get into deep detail because I'm not going to remember all of it. But so he goes out and he hears the dogs, and now he hears the dogs. There's a different noise, a different bark or yell they're making. Something's wrong. So he runs out there. And when he runs out there, he sees this thing. And it's a Dogman. And it's hunched over and it's eating something. And it drops. And I think what it was eating was a coyote.
I thought you were going to say.
So it turns around and now it's coming at this kid. And this kid, he's probably maybe a young man, actually. And out of nowhere, both the dogs, they go in. Jake sounds like a red bone. I think he was a mix of something.
I love red bones.
And so the young one goes right at this Dogman. And this Dogman grabs this younger dog and just slings him right into a tree. And the dog whimpers off. Well, now this thing's getting closer, and Jake, he gets in on him. And I'm getting goosebumps telling the story. And Jake, man, with everything he's got, he's a big dog. He barreled into this Dogman, and he bites down. And this is when the Dogman all of a sudden like lets out a yell because he got hurt. And like Jake and this Dogman are going at it. And he grabs a hold of Jake and he slings Jake off the side. Jake, I guess, hits a tree, and now he's coming at. But the Dogman's hurt now, and so this kid, he's like, "Come on, Jake, come on, boy, come on, I need you, Jake, come on, oh boy, come on, get him, boy, get on him, boy, get on him, boy." And he's like taken back. He's trying to get back, and again, Jake gets up and he just barrels into this Dogman, and he is just given everything he's got. This kid's escaping. This kid's getting out of the way, and he can hear this dog just going crazy. And then he hears the yelp, and he doesn't hear Jake anymore. By this time, he goes back and he goes back and tells his granddad, and they take off. And he's just devastated. And he's like, you got to go back for him. You got to go back for him. He's like, I know he's dead. He's dead. He goes, I don't care if he's dead or not. You got to go back for him. That dog gave his life for you. So you got to go back for him. So for like the next 2 or 3 days, him and his granddad would go up there. He's like, Jake, hey boy. Because he went up there, he couldn't find him. Hey boy, come on, Jake. Come on, boy. Come on. And they couldn't find him. So I want to say it was like 3 or 4 days later, he's walking out to his truck and he sees this dog just barely making it. And they're thinking it was the younger dog. And they get up, and it was Jake. Jake was able to fight that Dogman off, and then make his way home. And what his granddad did is his granddad had given him his jacket to leave out there. So if Jake came by, he could smell that scent and then come back. But so what happened was he was so tore up. Like he was just absolutely in just horrible shape. But his grandmother nursed him back to health.
Man.
And Jake couldn't do what he did as a younger dog, but he would still go out and, he would help train the new dogs that were coming out there. And then finally he passed away. But he lived like a few more years after that encounter. But hearing this, I mean, the guy that was telling this story, the emotions that he had, I got teary. I had to pause it because I started
that
crying.
gave me chills.
Yeah.
I was just sitting here sweating like Meatloaf in concert because it's hotter than hell here.
Yeah,
It's
harder than
goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's hotter than 2 rats in a wool sock, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, and you guys are right. It's an amazing story. It's an absolutely amazing story.
True testament to man's true best friend.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Man,
But
that's crazy.
I wish I had it in front of me. And you guys, I'm trying to get a hold of that guy to have him on my show.
Oh,
I don't know if I can get him, but I'm definitely going to try. And Thomas, I can't wait to hear it from yours because, it's sad, and I have one where, the guy, he was surrounded by a Dogman while he was camping out in the woods. And it literally, it's like an hour away from my house, 45 minutes, an hour away from my house. And where he was talking about, I knew exactly where he was talking about because I had hiked that area. I had stopped along those areas and taken I used to do a lot of photography along there because you'd see different types of waterfowl, eagles, deer, rabbits, other types of birds. So, oh, look at you, Mags.
Thanks, Mags.
Welcome.
Thank ya.
There. Put a few up there.
Thank you.
You see, we have some new faces in here. So.
We do. Well, we got 73 in here.
Layer
And then we
Bear.
have I need to follow this show. Tony, thank you so much, man. If at the end, give me a subscription, that'd be great. Give me some thumbs up. I truly, truly appreciate it, man. Truly appreciate it. Again, Hillary's always fun when she comes in here. You guys talk all about all these different types of dogs, like blue ticks and red bones and things like that, and one of my absolute favorite dogs, or books, I should say, is Where the Red Fern Grows.
Nope, we're not.
Dan,
We're not.
man.
We're not.
I'm telling you.
I
That book made me
can't.
Ball.
I
telling
threw
you.
up because of that book.
Dan
When he
and
falls on
Little
the axe
Ann.
and the blood
Can't
bubble
do
in
it.
his mouth.
Yep.
Can't do it.
Dan and Little Ann. Oh, he saved up all his money to get those two dogs so he could win. And the ghost coon,
Can't do
the
it.
big raccoon. Oh, I will read. You know what? I'm gonna go find that book and I'm gonna read it again.
You're crazy.
No, it's great.
I watched that movie and read the book one time.
Yeah, we watched it in school.
Yeah, one time when I
Yeah,
was
we
younger.
did in school too. You're correct.
I cried so hard I threw up. Literally, legitimately. And I have
Wow.
never read or watched it since. I couldn't do it.
Sabrina, you got a true, kind, loving heart.
I can't. Call
I
it what
love dogs.
call it
That's
what you
what it
want,
is.
but
Can't stand to see animals hurt
I
either.
can't. That's
Old
awful.
Yeller. I watched that when I was a kid because my mom and dad made me watch it, and I cried
Disney.
so bad.
Yep.
Disney, damn you, Disney.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Kurt Russell that was in Old Yeller? Wasn't he the little boy?
You know what? That's fine. I think you're right. Let's see here. I think you are right. If anybody confirm that,
Red bones and blue ticks are beautiful though. I used to spend a lot of time at dog clubs for show dogs with my childhood best friend, and I met a blue tick one time, and I love them because they have their actual titles, and her name was Tree Slammin' Lizzie, and I've never forgotten that to this day.
Tree slamming Lizzie. I like that.
She was a champion dog. Crazy.
hey, Hillary, I got your message on Messenger. Is this person? Is he easy to? I sent info to your. Yep, I'm talking about right now. Is that person easy to get a hold of? So, but yeah.
Mm-mm.
Oh, and you guys, I'm gonna tell you right now. I was watching some Cujo versus Dogman. Any thoughts? Dogman all day long.
All day.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. Here's the thing. Cujo, I think that's a huge factor as to why my wife is afraid of dogs and pets
Really?
in general, because she saw it when she was a kid. It terrified her. Yeah.
Yep.
So Jeff can get me right to him. That I definitely got to hit up Jeff. Absolutely, because like I said, Yowie, Kushtaka are like two of my absolute wants for interviews. So, absolutely. So,
I would never even say Cujo because the dog thing that I saw was like twice the size of this little lady back here, and I can't even imagine she's the
Holy
same
shit.
size
Yeah.
as Cujo.
oh, absolutely.
No
You know,
thanks.
My favorite dogs are German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois. But I had a German Shepherd named Bubba. He was such a great dog. He only lived to be 8 years old. He's actually put to sleep on my dad's birthday,
Oh.
1991. Yeah, hip dysplasia, heartworms. He had so much things going wrong with him, and I knew he was in pain. I just told my mom. I said, "Mom, we gotta have him put down." But my next fate was my dog Odie, part Pomeranian and Jack Russell on his mom's
Oh.
side.
Little
and then,
God, he was 50 foot tall, didn't he?
Yeah.
and then a full-blooded Chihuahua on his dad's side. Yeah, his
He was a Cujo.
Yeah.
he thought he was
Yeah.
Cujo. He's crazy, but let's see here. I won a blue ribbon at a pit bull show. She was
That's
the best.
awesome.
You know, my mom had got my brother a blue nose pit bull, and he was coming home. He passed away before he could ever see her. And then after he passed away, she got out and got hit by a car. That devastated my mom. Okay, let's stop talking about dogs and the demise of them, because
stuff about dogs.
You're gonna see me start crying. That's the last thing everybody's gonna be disappearing if I start bawling. But
This guy's crying on YouTube.
look at this guy. What a
Tammy
big
Faye
wuss.
Baker, really ugly cry.
Oh,
Do you know?
man.
Do you know who Tammy Faye Baker is, Sabrina?
No, but the name sounds familiar. Come on, don't tease me.
Oh, consult the Google. I want to see the look of surprise on your face.
Okay, hold on. What's the name?
Tammy Faye Baker crying
Tammy
image.
Faye
That's
Baker.
all you
Yeah,
need.
that's all you need to see. But 41 viewers, 49 likes. Woo, woo, absolutely, man. I love seeing you
There's
guys
no
keep
crying
going
on YouTube.
Hey,
Nor
listen.
in baseball 73. You're correct.
Hey, I've cried on YouTube.
What is wrong?
She's crying. Good old Tammy Faye.
Tammy Faye.
That's right. Jim Baker is her husband. They were televangelists. They were criminals.
They're on TV all the time. She'd look like that.
Yep. At tons of makeup. That's an understatement. No Tammy crying.
I feel like her face is gonna like melt off.
She probably
It
had
did numerous times.
Hey, what's up,
Tears
Wyatt?
are a great makeup remover.
She probably had like 37 pounds of makeup on her face. It was
Spackled
horrible.
on, dude. Just
Oh yeah.
gross.
Oh yeah.
I've learned something new.
See, I'm a Christian. I love my faith. I'm huge in my faith. But those televangelists, they're a bunch of shysters, man. Just like Jimmy Swaggart. I have failed you. And he's crying because he slept with a prostitute.
I was going to say, was he speaking to the Lord or the woman under his desk?
Both of them.
Mm.
Wyatt, what's up, buddy? No, I'm telling you, ugly cry. Exactly. Christian, it's an ugly cry for real. But no, I mean, you have all of them. Here's my thing. I pray that nobody ever gives those people a penny. Because I mean, you've got like this, what is his name? Haley or
Joel Osment.
Yeah, Joel Osment.
Is that
Joel Osment or whatever. Not much down how you. I'm doing
Church.
good, man. Oh, the Super Church, but he goes, I need a new G7 Learjet because the Lord wants me to have the newer version. I mean, come on now.
If the Lord wanted him to fly, he'd have given him wings to start with.
There is no reason why a televangelist or any preacher for that matter should be driving around in, $100,000 cars wearing $2,500 suits. No, absolutely.
Planes.
Yeah, Joel Osteen. That's who that clown is.
Is that the same guy?
Benny Hinn. Absolutely.
If you guys are familiar with Ohio has the it's been a few years, but they had Big Butter Jesus. Okay, so they had, I mean, huge, like a tower size, like Jesus. His arms were out. They call him Big Butter Jesus. It actually got struck by lightning, blew the thing up. Come to find out, they were smuggling drugs inside
of Jesus.
What?
And it got struck by lightning.
Fried their mule.
Hold a second. So Hillary, Kenneth Copeland. Okay, let me ask you: is he that crazy? He's got the crazy eyes.
Yes.
And
he's a demon.
That dude's crazy. And I'll tell you right now, I crack up. And my mom she would. Tony, I'm being serious, bro. That dude's crazy. Kenneth Copeland is because he would go for $25. I'll give you this prayer cloth with the tears of or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I used to go and I would mock him and I'd get my mom laughing so hard. My mom, I kid you not, she was sitting at like the little like breakfast island that we had. And he was on the TV and as soon as I hear, because they were just flipping through the channels. And as soon as he popped on, I just stopped and everybody's mocking him and imitating him and stuff. And my mom just started laughing, and I'm just praise Jesus. And I was just doing all this type of stuff. And all of a sudden I look over and I go, Mom, and she's laughing. My mom she almost can't breathe. She's laughing so hard. I made my mom pee her pants. And I go, Mom, you're pissing yourself. And she just started laughing even more, and she started peeing even more. And she's like, stop. Those guys are cryptids. They're some type of cryptid. I'm telling you right now. So I am a firm believer in the teachings of Jesus Christ. And that's what I follow. Because nowadays religion is getting crazy. It is getting so crazy out there. So again, I'm not gonna hide my faith. I'm not gonna hide my love for Jesus at all. I'm not going to. And God does not need you to give away your life savings to some charlatan, some carpetbagger, some snake oil salesman on TV. God loves you for you, and he's going to provide for you. And, he's already given the ultimate sacrifice in his only son, so yeah. Let's talk about something else, because I don't want to bring people down.
No.
I'm just super strong in my faith, and I love Jesus, and I'm telling you, yeah.
Amity knows. She says, "I remember Butter Jesus." I'm telling you,
I have never heard of Butter Jesus.
No, please.
Hey, I'm going to Google that later. I'm going to
look it up. Big Butter Jesus.
Absolutely. Okay.
Crazy days.
Y'all want to hear some weird stuff? So this
Always.
like genie thing? No, Gemini. So it's Gemini on my Samsung. Okay, it's like an AI thing, and I have it turned on, like it's activated on my phone. So here I'm talking about that, right? And all of a sudden my Gemini pops on and is recording what we're saying, even things what you guys are saying. Yeah.
What?
Yes. And I had to shut it off. It's crazy. So let's talk about meatloaf. Are you talking about the food meatloaf? Because I can make a hell of a meatloaf, or the singer meatloaf, because I have a hell of a story about meatloaf.
Really?
Absolutely. I met him.
No way.
I absolutely did.
No idea.
You don't know who Meatloaf was?
What?
Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
I would do anything for love, but I won't do that. For real?
For real,
Sabrina, you gotta.
I'm not shitting your ass right now.
You're not. Hey, you're not
shitting your ass.
Oh, she's not shitting my ass. Okay, so here. Okay, so Tony, here is my meatloaf story. Okay, real quick. And again, you guys, yes, I know it's a Cryptid podcast. We're gonna get back to talking about cryptids, but again, when we do these live streams,
squirrel.
When we do these live streams, you guys, this is what I like. I like seeing people in the chat having a good time.
They're having fun.
Yep. This is what I want. You guys, this is a Saturday night fun. I mean, this is like a party. I mean, if I could have some uncopyrighted musics to play in the background, like some techno and some lights flashing, I would do it. But
our Saturday Night Live.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So here's my story. Don't you dare shit my ass.
Now you might fall through yours and choke yourself, however.
That's fantastic. So this is my meatloaf story. So back in like 96, 97 maybe, he was playing in Memphis, and he was staying at the Peabody Hotel in Memphis. Now, if you guys don't know what the Peabody Motel is or hotel
Ducks,
is,
right?
Yep, the Marching of the Ducks. And it's like a 5-star hotel. And so I was security at the Peabody. And there was a group of fans that was down there. And they were excited to see the show was over, and we knew he was back in the hotel, and they just wanted to get a chance to meet him. And so I go knock on the door. And Meatloaf answers the door, and his manager's there. And I go, "Sir," he goes, "Are we meeting too late?" I go, "No, sir." I said, "You have a bunch of fans that would like to, at least see you." And he goes, "Well, how many's down there?" I go, "There's probably 20, not that many." And he's like, "Okay, I'll be right down." And I'm like, "Cool. These people are going to love it." Right. So I'm doing my rounds, and I go around the back, and I see this limo pull up, and then I see Meatloaf's manager, and then Meatloaf following closely behind him. They get in the limousine and they leave. They never went and saw any of the fans. Yeah. So when he said he was going to be down there to greet these like 20 or so fans,
Just skipped out.
just skipped out, which I found real crappy.
That is shitty.
But I do love his music. I'm sorry. I just do.
He's bad meatloaf. Like my grandmother
Bad.
used to make.
He's meatloaf with onions, and that's gross.
That's the only way to eat meatloaf. You got
I
onions,
know.
Daniel?
Lipton cup of soup or Lipton onion cup or whatever, you put that in there. But I make some dang good meatloaf. I'm telling you.
I might double shoot myself in the foot here, but I also hate meatloaf.
Like the food meatloaf.
Yeah.
She doesn't know who the
Oh.
meatloaf man is.
I don't know who the meatloaf man is, and I don't like meatloaf.
Who names their kid meatloaf? That's hilarious.
True.
Sounds like a dick. Well, it was a dick move. I'll tell you right now. It was.
Sounds like a dick.
So,
Oh, man.
okay, let's do this. Okay, again, this is a live show, and again, we
Don't
will.
need the band or the
Hold on, hold on. I gotta
What?
get. I'm gonna get a cryptid story in here, just so they can't say all we did is we just BS. But I don't care because it's my show.
For
So-
entertainment purposes only. We're being
if
It
entertained.
is.
And if anybody has a problem, they can fight me.
Yeah, they just don't shit her ass.
Right.
I saw he laughed about that. He was like, "Did you just say, are you shitting my ass for like
Kick your ass.
5
Google
minutes?"
won't
Yeah,
be able to find
don't
you.
shit my ass. So anyway, you guys. Okay, so let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask the chat first. What is or who is the most famous person that you've ever met? And I don't mean saw. I don't mean that you just, oh, look, there they are. Like you physically got to meet this person. He had liver and onions that day. He's liver and onions that day. I got it. That's funny. He's not meatloaf. He's liver and onions. That's funny. So,
Okay.
you guys go first. Sabrina, what is like who you consider one of the most famous people you've ever had an encounter with?
I can't answer that. I am such a country bumpkin that I don't think I've ever genuinely met anybody who's I can't even I really don't think there's nobody that even comes to mind.
Is that true?
It literally, that's what they were saying. It was like God smited the statue himself. It was so
Ooh.
obliterated because they were using it for horrible intended purposes.
Okay, so we've got Star Wars. We got Chewbacca from Star Wars, Cookie Monster. Okay. Aaron Tipton. Okay. Aaron, I know that. Is he a country singer? Okay. All right. John Morris, owner
Bass Pro.
John Oates, John Capillari. Is he a gangster? I don't know who that is. You guys, I will tell you right now, I've met some pretty incredible people. How about you, Mags? Who did you meet?
Many years ago, I wandered into a bar that Jimmy Buffett owned, and he happened to be there and shut it down and played for the rest of the night to a group of about 50 people.
Oh man.
Okay, hold on a second. The man I named my son after. Okay, who is that? Bear Bright, that's cool. Lemmy from Motorhead, that's awesome. Also serve food to Shakira, that's cool. All right, so who did you say you walk into a bar and who was there? Ted Nugent, the Nuge, awesome.
Huge. No, that was Jimmy Buffett.
Jimmy Buffett. Oh, that'd have been so cool. So when I was a teenager, and a movie called I Love You to Death, starring Keanu Reeves, River Phoenix, Tracy Ullman, Kevin Kline. Who else was in there? William Hurt, I think, was in that movie. They were filming a movie like 6 blocks from my house. and they had the blocks completely like closed. There's no the road unless you lived on that block, you are not allowed to go down that road. So me being the kid that I am, my cousin, one of her friends, and we started doing yard hopping. So we were jumping through people's backyards to get to this block. And so we're sitting right next to these trailers, right? Jerry Lawler. I met Jerry Lawler too. So I go and I'm sitting down, I'm reading a comic book, and this person comes up and stands in front of me. And all I hear is, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And I go, "I'm reading a comic book. What does it look like?"
Oh.
And this person goes, "Well, what's the comic book about?" And I looked up, and it was River Phoenix standing right in front of me.
No.
And I go, "Holy crap, you're River Phoenix." He's like, "Yeah." He goes, what are you kids doing here? What are you guys doing here?" And I go, "Well, we're hoping to see some people, and you're the one person I wanted to see." And he's like, "Oh, cool, man." He goes, "Well, how did you guys get here? Because this is all closed off." And we go, "Yeah." I go, "We did some yard hopping." And he's like, "Yard hopping?" He goes, "What is that?" I go, "Well, you run through people's backyards. You jump over fences or whatever. You run through the hedges." He's like, "Well, what if they have a dog?" I go, "Well, that's just the
You run faster.
You run faster, yeah.
that's just the chance you got to take."
Or he will literally be shitting your ass.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he'll be chewing my ass. So anyway, so he's like, "So would you guys like to come on set?"
Oh,
And I
man.
go, "Oh man, that'd be cool." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Just act like you belong there." That's what he said. And so he takes us in there, and we didn't get like deep into the set. We were inside the house. We were standing like right by the front door, and Keanu Reeves and I think it was William Hurt. They came in
No way.
from like the hallway out from like I don't know what part of the house it was. And he stopped, and him and River said something. And then he comes over. He's like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Keanu Reeves did. And I go, "Oh my gosh, it's Keanu Reeves." I'm fanboying. And so we talked for a couple seconds, and then I looked over and I saw Tracy Ullman and Kevin Kline.
Gosh,
So-
Tracy Ullman's a name you don't hear.
Yeah. So years later, like back in the 2000s, I'm walking out of my office down on 901 Marquette and listen to you, shove guys.
That was great.
Oh,
Thanks a lot, buddy.
he's so sweet.
So I go,
Was sweet. Aw.
"Thanks, man. I appreciate that." So I go and I'm going out to lunch, and I'm on my phone, and I'm not paying attention, and I walk out my door and I bump into somebody, and I look up, and guess who I bumped into?
Elvis.
No, he left the building.
I'm just kidding.
Come on.
Sorry, that was corny as hell, but
I physically bumped into Keanu Reeves.
I would cry.
And I'm like, "Oh my God." I go, "Keanu Reeves." I go, "I'm so sorry. I should have been paying attention. I'm so sorry." He's like, No, it's cool. And he goes, "Do you know where like Schmidt Music is?" And I go, "Yeah, it's like building like right there." He goes, "Oh, cool." I said, "Wait." I said, Are you in town with Dogstar?" He's like, "Yep, I am." I go, "You playing First Ave?" He's like, "Absolutely." And so I go, "Okay, cool." I said, "Can I walk over there with you?" He's like, "Yeah, cool, man." So we walked over there and we're talking. I said, "You're not going to remember me." And he kind of looked at me. I go, "I've met you once before." And he goes, "Where?" I go, "It was on the set of Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will with River Phoenix." And he goes, "You were on the set?" I go, "Yeah, River brought us." He goes, Are you that kid? Are you that kid that was on with?" I go, "That was me." He's like, "No way." I go, "Yeah."
That's
And I'm gonna tell you, I'm getting goosebumps talking about because Keanu Reeves is the exact way. There's no falseness about him. He is legitimately one of the nicest people I ever met.
That's what they say.
Like legit.
Ah.
He is such a cool person to meet. I've met Kerry Von Erich. He's a wrestler. I met him. He's since passed away. Jerry Lawler. I met him. Who else did I meet? I met Little Kim
Really?
the rapper.
Oh, man.
She was playing at a club called Denim and Diamonds. Every Sunday night was Urban Night. And she was putting on a show on there. And all of a sudden, all hell broke loose. And because it was the night that Notorious B.I.G. was killed. And so we had to escort her out to her vehicle so she could leave. And then we had to get everybody out of the club and lock all the doors. And we had to stay. We stayed inside the building until like 3 a.m. because there were people out there getting crazy and getting stupid.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, it was nuts. So, yeah.
Man.
I also flew Secretary of Army John O'Marsh. That's cool. Must have been, let's see here.
Quiet Riot, Night Ranger.
73. Are you familiar with Denim and Diamonds? Because I used to work, but Denim and Diamonds was a cowboy bar. It was like a line dancing bar. And then they had another club off to the side called the Mine, M-I-N-E. And that's where they started playing all of these just dance house party music and stuff like that. Yes. Really? So are you aware of Platinum Plus? Oh, I've also met, I've met Motley Crue, Nikki Sixx, Mick Mars, Vince Neil, Tommy Lee. I met all those guys because I saw them at Platinum Plus because my brother, he was their supplier, I should say. He used to supply them with stuff whenever they were in town. So, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Their butter Jesus.
Yeah, he was their butter Jesus.
No. We're talking Memphis. We're talking Memphis. Was there Denim and Diamonds in Nashville? And Platinum Plus was a how would you say how do I put it? It's a gentleman's club. We'll put it that way. It's a gentleman's club. Platinum Plus. Yep, it was like the premier place to go. I saw so many people in that club because I worked there. I was a doorman and I was a barback and a bouncer. So I used to see everybody come in. I saw Hacksaw Jim Duggan come in one time. I saw a bunch of other wrestlers come in one time. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's crazy. It's crazy what you see come walking through those doors. I'm telling you right now.
Do you remember? I think he was a wrestler, but maybe he was MMA too for a while. A fellow named Dan Severinsen.
I met Dan Severin, not Severinsen. Severin.
He worked for my dad.
He was a legend.
Huge
before
man.
he was in the MMA because he is a legendary wrestler, Greco-Roman wrestler, and that's how I met him.
Strong man.
Oh yeah, I met him at a wrestling camp, and then there's also another wrestler. I don't know. He's an Olympic wrestler, Dan Ford. I met him. So yeah, I mean it's crazy. So Dan's brother is an even bigger legend, bro. You wouldn't even know how much. I mean, I'm telling you, Joe Cocker was a blast. One of my all-time favorite singers, Joe Cocker, for real. Well, thanks, Thomas.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Again, you guys, it's the Cryptid Podcast. We talk about cryptids, but you know what? Sometimes the show goes.
Just gotta have fun.
Well, the show goes where chat wants to go.
Yep.
Like seriously, if you guys want me to read another story, I'll read another story. I got 4 books over here. If you guys just want to talk about how cool our childhood was or some of the cool stuff you did, okay, do this for me. Everybody who's in the military, put a 1 in the comments with what branch you served in. Lou Ferrigno, no kidding.
Wow.
I'm back in the chat. Jason's back. Oh, Leon Russell, new to the family. Thank you and welcome. Tony Osmond, I think he's new. He's new to the family as well. Oh, Mags. Well, you said you were a CB, weren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, my great-grandfather was a CB.
Yeah, I was a welder on a CB battalion.
Hear that. So we only have U.S. ARG. Is that Army? Or Army Guard or Air Guard?
Air Ranger Guard? I don't know.
Podcast hopping or podcast surfing? I would say surfing. U.S. Army? Absolutely. And I was in the Air Force Security Police.
Okay.
And I could hit targets, iron sights. Army aviation. So were you flying helicopters or fixed wing? And if you're flying helicopters, what were you flying? Or were you just like a ground crew? So, but yeah, I worked missile fields like a couple of times because that wasn't my primary duty. I worked weapons storage area most of the time, and then I also worked law enforcement quite a few times as well. But I'd say about 90% of the time, I worked weapons storage area. I come from a long line of people in my family. My great-grandfather was in the Navy, or my great-grandfather was in the Navy. He was a CB, and then my grandfather was in the Army, or excuse me, Marine Corps. He served from World War II all the way to Vietnam. My dad and my stepdad were both 101st Airborne, and they did a combined 6 tours in Vietnam. My mom was in the Navy. I was in the Air Force. I had a cousin that was in the Army. He was 82nd Airborne, Ranger, and then 5th Group Special Forces. So, yeah, I wanted to be a lifer. And you flew the Hueys? Nice. Or you were like a crew member?
It's so fun to read that stuff.
It's awesome. Because you never know. I want to know who's in my chat. I want to get to know you. I just don't want to say, oh, look, there's Jason Finch.
No, we want to feel like, you're part of our family. So let's get to know one another.
Yeah.
My whole family just is literally nothing but Air Force. My uncles, they literally build planes. My nephew or my cousin flies them. My oldest uncle, he works. I can't say if he's flown or not, but he works on the Blue Angels planes and stuff like that, and they do some crazy stuff.
Nice. So hey, okay. So were you a warrant officer, or were you like a captain or a lieutenant, or? Yeah, we want to know everybody. So what was I just saying? Oh, so I've been seeing a lot of posts on Facebook, and they're talking about a certain group of people that I met earlier, or a month or so ago, when I flew out to Seattle. So I'm just going to let the cat out of the bag here. You guys, I went out to Seattle for a 24-hour period, and I had an interview. Actually, it wasn't an interview. It was actually I'm just going to come out and say it. I shot an episode.
Woo!
For a TV show that's going to be on the History Channel. Probably starts in January of 2026. Yep. So, yeah, I got that out. I was asked to, Hillary, you knew what? I was asked to. Josh brought the attention to me. He gave this person my name, and this person goes, "What's his podcast?" And Josh goes, "The Cryptid Podcast." And this producer goes, "Oh, you mean Daniel Hamilton?" Yeah, I'm getting ready to contact him next. Awesome. And so we talked, gave my interview there right away, and just I gave her like 20, 25 names. And yeah. And from what I understand, I think 3 or 4 people that I gave their names to, they're using. So that's super cool. Mm-hmm. And Chief Warrant Officer 3, that's awesome. And yeah, so I went out there. They paid for my hotel, my flight, and I had an interview about 3 of my encounters. And what they're going to do is they're going to use the latest and greatest AI and CGI software out there. And they're going to, while I'm narrating what they filmed, they are going to recreate my story using AI or CGI or whatever, how they're going to do it. So
that's so neat.
I'm so excited.
Yep, I'm excited.
Yo, so
9, hello.
Now,
Hello.
9 Mile King is my bro. I've known 9 Mile King since he was like in elementary school. And
Oh,
now he works with me because I worked with his mom.
since he was
So-
only just like an eighth of a mile or something.
Yeah. He was like a quarter of a mile, something like that. But yeah, so I work with him, and I'll tell you right now, this dude, there's nothing he can't do. Like he's an amazing artist.
Mhm.
My sculpture of Boris back here, my Bigfoot, he painted him. And back to Sasquatch. I'll get right back to Sasquatch.
All right.
But yeah, so hey, Brad, welcome to the show. All right, you guys, let's talk some Sasquatch. Let's get in here. We're done talking about how awesome the 80s were. So someone said UFO. Someone want to hear a UFO story?
I have one.
Do you?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we'll do. Hold on, where's that one? Hold on. Tony asks, okay, let's talk about UFOs and the little probers. Listen, man,
Ooh.
I'm not letting anything probe me.
If they
They
do, let's hope it's little.
They can. Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's
Goodness.
not.
No way.
Okay, and then we'll talk about Sasquatch. So let's hear your UFO encounter.
It is short, but it was 2001, and it's my personal encounter. 2001. Yeah, I don't know. I never brought it. No one's ever asked. And I never brought it up. I never thought about it. To preface this, I grew up in a very small country community. I'm talking like 600 people or less out in the cornfields. So very, very small. It wasn't even considered a town. It was considered a village. So I hope you didn't hear that. I'm so sorry if you did. He's screaming in the background. But 2000. Yeah, he's at it again. 2001, I'm with my dad. It is about 10:30 at night, and we are coming home from, I can't remember exactly what we were doing, but we're, old bench seat. Can't tell you the year, but old Chevy, And we're coming down this old road. It's dark. The only lights that are in this village are like super spaced out, like literally just me and my dad. And we're looking up at the sky, and it's just a beautiful night. Everything's clear, and we're looking at the stars, and he says something, and it catches my attention. He's like, man, that looks a little off. It looks a little weird. And I look up, and I'm looking out the windshield, and it's this big bright star, and we're like, man, this kind of looks a little odd, looks a little weird. And then it starts moving. And my dad is like, he's still driving kind of slow, but we're on this old country road, and he's like, that thing's moving. And I'm like, yeah, it is moving. And at this point, I think I'm like 8 or 9. And and I still remember it so vividly to this day. He was so spooked, he actually stopped the truck in the middle of the road because this thing took off in the blink of an eye, like a millisecond, and it shot out every single color that you could possibly think of. It was like a rainbow of just an explosion of a rainbow. And it really did. It shook him so bad he shut the truck off, and we sat on this country road for maybe 5 minutes, just kind of in shock.
Recuperating.
Yeah. And we weren't 2 minutes from down the road from the house. So we, finally we're like looking at each other like, did we really just see this explosion of color, this thing? I mean, it shot just a line of color. Like imagine a rainbow, but just more color than a rainbow, and just right behind it. And so we get home and we go inside, and my mom's like, what's the matter? Like she already knew, and she was like, what's the matter? And I'm like, we saw, I'm not 8 or 9. I'm like, we saw a UFO. And she's thinking like, haha, you're playing a trick on me. So funny. When my dad walks in, and I guess she could tell like my dad's face was like so serious. She's like, oh, you're not being funny. And he was like, no, like we literally saw this. Couldn't tell you what shape it was. It just looked so bright, like a light, and it just took off. And he told my mom about it, and she was like, what the heck? And that was it.
Elmo likes Skittles.
Why?
Thank you.
Why? Is everybody in the chat are you guys voting right now for him to do that? Because now I'm all flustered and scared, and I'm tongue-tied, and this is...
No, I said give me one.
No, that was for scary stories.
That's for scary
Sorry,
stories.
I did the Elmo thing.
Elmo likes scary stories.
scared of Elmo. I'm scared of Dan when he does that.
And don't shit my ass.
Tickle me asshole Elmo.
I'm so
Tickle my
sad.
ass. I like it.
I'm so
Okay.
scared of you. So
All right.
scared.
It makes it less scary.
Does it? Does it?
So-
Does it really?
That's
So
a
I'll-
scary story in of itself, right there. Daniel and his Elmo.
Yeah.
Just hear that in the middle of the night.
Could you imagine?
New Elmo coming
Like-
out. Leave me the hell alone, Elmo.
Could you imagine Sabrina getting up at like 2 a.m. to go to the bathroom or get a drink of water, and all of a sudden you hear, Elmo likes you.
Let me tell you something right now. From the things that I have seen, honestly,
Yeah,
I would turn the light on and I would fist fight whatever made that noise.
that's
Whoop its ass.
who's
I
laughing.
don't play.
Elmo likes funny.
You're gonna like my fist in your face.
Is that your husband in the background?
Did you hear him?
I did. Or something. Affleck. All right.
I don't know.
So,
I don't know what else to
Fucking
do.
Elmo.
I am literally. He's all the way.
hey, leave him alone. He's having a good time.
Oh my god.
So, okay, so I'll give you. I got ghost stories in these books, but I'll give you one. I'll give you one of my ghost stories. So, when I was stationed at FE1 Air Force Base, I was there from 1993 to 1995, and the dormitory I lived in was right on. Like, dude, I so set up an Elmo toy.
No.
That's awesome.
Yes, Wade,
No.
yes.
No, Wade, no. No.
Oh.
Two Elmos, one on each end.
But so I got off of a mid shift. Now our shifts were 6 to 2, 2 to 10, and then 10 to 6. And I got off of a swing shift, went upstairs, changed into some shorts, and I looked over. I said, "Man, I got to do some laundry. Like, I'm starting to wear dirty clothes because I'm just too lazy." What's the show called again? It's going to be called again. I don't know what the show is going to be called. Josh, I don't know what the show is going to be called. They haven't released it yet. I know they're kicking around a couple, but I don't quite know yet. But when they do let me know, I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to put it on my Facebook, in my Facebook group for the Cryptid Podcast. So I'll make sure to let everybody know. So, and before I get into the story real quick, I just want to let you guys know that for people who are coming in and don't know, my buddy Josh from Mysteries Unknown is right now in a battle of survival for his wife. This is a matter of life and death for her. She has extreme mold toxicity. They find themselves where they have to move again from an apartment they were hoping was going to be safe for her to be in. Her blood work came back with levels that were almost off the charts for mold in her blood, in her body, and her brain. So they have to move again. And at this time, right now, they're pretty much homeless because his wife, they cannot go back to the apartment. They made a trip to where her doctor is located. They're going to be moving into the same area. His resources are depleted. His savings is depleted. They've had to get rid of everything. And when I say everything, when they moved from Arkansas out to Idaho, because they did a lot of research in Idaho, it's supposed to look like a perfect place for her. They had to throw away everything. And when I say everything, unfortunately, years ago, Stacy's daughter passed away of cancer. And Josh called me crying because he watched his wife throw away every single thing from her daughter. Pictures, cards, letters, everything. And then Josh, in turn, had to throw everything away from his past because it can contain spores of this mold. And he says, I just threw away 20 years of memories. I threw away.
Dang it.
I know. Got me too.
He threw away letters that his wife wrote to him. She had to throw away letters that he wrote to her. He threw away pictures that his daughter colored for him. You guys, when I say they have nothing, they have nothing but the clothes on their back and what they were able to buy on the way to where they're at now. They have nothing. For months, they were sleeping on the floor because they had nothing. And I tried to be sneaky. I tried to get his Venmo. I tried to be yeah. So if you guys in your heart can find time to go to GoFundMe and look up, again, I'm not super smart. If you guys could look up under search, so when you go to GoFundMe.com, go to the search or the little magnifying glass and search "Help Stacy Mold Toxicity Crisis." There it is, right there. If you could click on that and find it in your heart to just donate $1, $5, $10, $8,000, whatever you guys can do.
Whatever. Yes.
Thomas, that is an understatement. Just a couple days ago, I had a very emotional conversation with Josh, and he kept saying this: I'm gonna lose her. He's like, Daniel, I'm gonna lose the love of my life. And all I can do is sit and watch this take her away from me, and I can't do anything. So the area that they're moving is very beneficial for her. So there is hope, but they have nothing to sustain them there. He's going back to Arkansas, and I think in a week, to see if he can salvage anything from the apartment. The good thing on this is the apartment managers are going to refund them last month's rent and give them a full refund on their deposit. So that would be a little more money. He's got money coming in from his podcast. So if you guys can go over there, if you're not a subscriber already to Mysteries Unknown, subscribe. And you know what? Just get in there. Please watch his videos, give him a thumbs up, make those algorithms jump up for him. So that'll help him. And then, with what his regular job is, he's going to be looking for jobs down where he's at. And he's going to go back to door dashing. And that's what he did when he went to Idaho. He was working 80 hours a week, 7 days a week almost, just trying to keep their heads. So again, if you haven't already, please go consider donating. Pray for him, give them words of encouragement, and share it. If you guys can share it, please share it. Because they are both the type of person that will literally give you the shirt off their back and will never ask for anything from you in return. So with that being said, yeah, let's show up for two people who are so selfless, that give back so much to so many people. We may never see it. I personally have seen it. I personally know some of the things that they've done for people, and I'm telling you, they are literally extraordinary people. So let's talk about a scary story. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. Scary story. So I'm in my dormitory. I go grab my laundry, and this time it's like 1 a.m. Already went to midnight chow, got all my laundry. And the cool thing about doing laundry at 2 a.m. is there's nobody down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's quiet. You could sit on the the washer if you want to, you know. So I put my 2 loads of laundry in, put my baskets up on the put my baskets up on the washers. And if you walk out the door of the laundry room, you turn to your left, you go down about 10 steps, there's another door that goes into this huge day room. We had like dartboards, pool tables, pop machines, candy machines, a huge TV, foosball table in there. And as I'm walking towards the door, I hear somebody break a rack of balls on the pool table. I'm like, well, who in the heck is down here playing pool? So I go and I walk down like the 10 steps, and I could see in the day room, there's nobody in there. It's dark. The only light that you see is coming off of the pop machine and the candy machine. So I flip the lights on, and there is no pool balls on the pool table. There is no rack to rack the balls in. It's hanging up on the wall, and all the pool cues are hanging up on the wall where they're supposed to be. And I'm like, what in the heck is going on? So I'm walking around this day room looking for somebody. And there's nobody in there.
Sorry.
Because I turned the light on. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? And that happened to me twice. I also had an encounter with a doppelganger.
Oh.
So, again, working a swing shift, went to Midnight Chow, which, oh man, it's so awesome. If you guys never had a chance to go to Midnight Chow, oh, so great. And go back into my room, and I'm just like straight just chilling. I started my 3-day break, and so I'm sitting in my chair that's in my dorm room, and I got my shorts on, I got my tank top on, and I'm just vegging, watching a movie. Well, I hear somebody bang on the door, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I get up, open up the door, look out the door. I don't see anybody. So then I look down the hallway both ways. I don't hear anybody or see anybody. So then I go back and I shut the door and I sit back down and I'm watching the TV again. And the next, what do you got a camera for? Or a candle for?
Candles.
For
They
what?
asked.
What? I didn't see nothing. Oh, can you put some candles
for scary
around?
ambiance.
Oh,
Here
okay,
we
I
go.
got you. Well, here, let me do this. Hold on. Ready? I like fire.
I quit. I'm
Candle
sorry.
works as well as my computer.
done. Done.
So
I'm
how about
sad.
that? That's darker. But anyway, so I'm sitting and I'm looking, and I don't see nothing. So I sit back down, and just as I'm getting comfortable, bam, 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 the door. It's like a cop banging on the door.
Ugh.
And I'm like, is this like a recall? What the hell is going on? So I get up and I look out there and there's nobody again. And I'm like, these mother effers better not be messing with me. So I go and I sit back down. Now, this time I'm not watching the TV. I'm watching my door because underneath the door, there's like a little crack. So you can see the light from the hallway coming in underneath the door. And I see somebody walk and stand in front of the door. I'm like, oh, I got you now. So I got up really, really quiet. And I grabbed the door and I go, who's out there? No, I'm just kidding. I ripped the door open and there's nobody there. Like there's legit nobody there. I'm like, oh, this is now I'm furious. So I shut the door again and I'm standing like this at the door. I'm like, oh, come on now. I dare someone. I dare someone to knock on that door because I'm going to obliterate them. So I got my hand on the door handle. And just as I hear like that first decibel of a noise of a knock, I yank that door open. And there's my freaking roommate. And he goes, I got you.
Oh.
Oh.
And he took off running. down the hallway. Now, if he would have went back this way, there's no way that I would have seen him, because there's only like 3 dorm rooms down here, and it's a dead end. But then you have a stairway with a big heavy doors. You have to push in that little bar, and you could hear that bar be pushed. But he went down to the right. Now, if he kept going straight, he would hit an exit that went out onto a second floor balcony that's on the front of our dormitory, right? That didn't happen. He must have turned right. So if he turned right, there's a day room that had a big TV. It had, as you walked in, there was a table that had like plants on it, that had a huge, like old school big screen TV with a coffee table, 2 chairs, another table, some standing plants, and a couch, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay. Or he could have gone through a door that led off of out through the second floor. You could have gone across where the stairway was, and then go through another big heavy door to the other part of the dormitory. But I didn't hear that door open and close because it had the big heavy bar. I didn't hear it. So I go, oh, I got him. This dummy went into the day room. So I go into the day room, and I'm like, hey, mother effer, I know you're in here. And I go, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. And I turn the light on, and it's empty.
That's terrifying. I love it.
So what do? I start looking in the room. Where is he? I'm looking underneath the coffee table. Even though I could stand back here and look at it, I'm looking underneath the coffee table. Like, is he clinging on up underneath it like a ninja? I don't know. I'm moving these potted plants, like these fake trees. I can see through. You can't hide behind it. I'm looking underneath the couch. I'm pulling the couch away. I'm looking behind the TV. He's not in there at all. So I'm like, okay, you want to go? All right. So again, this is now like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I go to the dorm phone, and I call his house where he's at with his mom. And she answers the phone, and yes, I woke her up. And I go, ma'am, my name's Senior Hamilton. I am your son's roommate here at F.E. Warren. And she's like, is everything okay? And I go, well, is Travis here right now? And she's like, yeah, he's sleeping. I go, is he like there? She's like, yeah, he's right here sleeping on the couch. And I go, okay. I go, well, it's nothing important. I just, I'll just talk. He's coming home tomorrow? She's like, yep, he's leaving, in a few hours to get there. I'm like, okay, not a problem. I'll see him when he gets here. I didn't go to sleep. I sat in that chair and watched that door until that door opened up and my roommate was standing in front of me. And I'm like, dude, what is your effing problem? He's like, what are you talking about? He goes, and why did you call my mom at like 3 o'clock in the morning? And I go, dude, I'm going to tell you right now, this is what happened. And I told him, he's like, nah, bullcrap. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, this is what happened. I have no answer for it. None at all. So
that's scary.
That's one of my ghost stories. Did I ever tell you?
Call my mom.
Did I ever tell you guys the story when I got touched by a ghost?
Mm-mm.
I never told you guys that?
I don't think so.
Oh, no. I got molested. No, I'm just kidding. So I was working as an augmentee law enforcement specialist. So when I was in the Air Force, the security police was, what scares me? Clowns, spiders, snakes. And I'm not going to lie, and please don't hate me for this, wee people. And I'm not talking about like the forest people. I'm talking about the people you can see, like Brad Wilson, the comedian. They're nice people. I have no problem with them, but I just, if I see one walking towards me on the one side of the street, I'm going to do everything I can to move to the other side of the street. I don't know. It has everything to do with some type of trauma I had when I was a kid. And growing up, even though that I could probably grab them and toss them, Nope.
Did your parents make you watch The Wizard of Oz?
No, you want to know why I'm terrified of clowns?
Mm.
Seriously, my mom thought it would be just a great thing to take me to the Shriner Circus.
Oh.
And I was like 2.5, 3 years old, and my mom took me to see the Shriner Circus. And we were right up like front row. And the lions and the tigers and the bears, and they're all doing these things. And these clowns, they're all over there, and they're throwing confetti on people and walking up and act like you're going to throw water on someone. It's all confetti, and it's all fun and games. And I'm having a good time. I'm like, yay, this is so cool. This is so cool. Yeah, until one of them came over and snatched me from my mom.
Oh, shit.
And
You
terrified
got
me.
clown napped?
Huh?
You got clown napped? Is that what you call
I
it?
got napped by a clown.
Oh.
And I'm screaming and I'm losing my mind. And that's when he gave me back to my mom.
Hmm.
And then I was at a Tacoma Tigers game, which was a AAA ball club for the Oakland Athletics at the time. And they had a bunch of clowns around, and I was doing everything I could to stay away from these clowns. So I'm taking a picture with my cousin and my brother. And then somebody comes up behind me and puts their arms around me. And it's a freaking clown. I'm serious. Hey, Ashes, thanks for doing that, man. I appreciate it. I have zero. No, I had a friend, a really good friend of mine in high school. Shaney Stadium. Yes, absolutely. See, me and Jason, we're from the same area of Washington State. He knows exactly where I lived. I know exactly the places he lived as well. I had a very good friend of mine that I was a junior in high school with, and she became a freaking clown.
Seriously?
That was her job. And I'm like, I go, Faye, because I saw her. She was doing something, and I was staying away from him, and she recognized me. I was home on leave, and I was at some carnival or something, and next thing you know, she comes up and taps me on the shoulder, and I almost punched a girl.
She just clowned you.
I almost punched a girl.
Well,
And she knew my name, which really freaked me out.
You got clowned.
Yeah. Not funny. Yeah, it smelled
people
like
smell
cabbage.
like cabbage.
Yeah, they smell.
Cabbage.
It's not only little people; it's the little people and the Belgians.
Would that
They
be
smell like
cabbage or sauerkraut?
Cabbage. It's the Belgians and little people. They smell like they say it was what's his name, Michael Caine.
Oh, I
Said-
liked him. He was
Yeah.
in what, FX, right? And
Yep, and Austin Powers.
yes.
I threatened to run away and join the circus at least 2 times a week, but my ass ain't gonna be exactly. Shaney Stadium over in Furcrest, absolutely. So anyway, I was pulled off a flight to go work in the WCA, and then I was sent to work as an augmentee, law enforcement. So I was the relief officer. They told me to. I was going to be police 5, that I was going to go to the posted areas, see if anybody wanted like a relief, like especially like the front gate. Hey guys, come in here and sit and get a little warm, I'll stand out here, do whatever. Right. So I do all of that, and I start driving around, just making random stops, checking buildings, making sure everything's locked up. And as I'm driving, it was either right on a full moon or the day before or the day after a full moon. I can't really remember. It was in one of those times. And so the moon was so big though in the sky, and there was light, there was snow on the ground, so it reflected off the snow, so it made it really bright. So I didn't need a flashlight or anything to take out to see stuff in detail. So as I'm driving through this one area, I'm driving by the cemetery that's on F.E. Warren Air Force Base. And I see somebody standing in the cemetery. And it's like 2:30. It's like 2:30 in the morning. And so I go, what the heck's going on? So I whip over I didn't bother calling it in like I should have. Went over because I was going to tell them, hey, you can't be in here. Y'all need to leave. So I go back. I pull up, get out of my cruiser, and I start walking. And I get probably, I don't know, 25, 30 feet from this person. And it's a lady. And I go, ma'am, you can't be out here. Straight up ignoring me. And I go, ma'am, you can't be out here. It's 2:30 in the morning. And then she looks at me. And that's when I really could tell she's wearing like period correct clothing.
What?
And what I'm talking about, I'm talking like 1870s, 1880s, 1890s, maybe early 1900s clothing. And I take a step to say, ma'am, you can't be in here again. Like I felt like something wet hit me in the face.
Ooh.
And the next thing I know, I hear my radio going off. This is what I hear. I hear, control, police 5. Control, police 5. Control, police 5, radio check. And I grab my shoulder mic and I go, police 5 is all secure, police 5. Then I hear back, copy that, police 5, all secure, control out. Then I realize that I'm looking up at the moon. I'm laying flat on my back.
What?
I start going through a mental checklist. Okay, I can wiggle my toes. I can move my ankles. I can move my feet. I can move my legs. Twisting my back a little bit. I'm good. I don't feel any pain in my neck or anything like that. I'm laying flat on my back. So I get up, I don't jump straight up, but I kind of slowly get up to my feet. And again, I'm kind of taking some small steps just in place. Okay, everything feels okay. I don't have any back, pain or anything like that. And then I start looking around and I notice the footprints. And the footprints in this snow are mine. There are no other footprints in this snow at all. There's no footprints by the grave. There's no footprints leaving the grave. The only footprints you see are mine coming from my cruiser to where I was standing at first. And then like a foot or two away, you see where I was laying on my back. So I get back up and I start moving to my cruiser. And I got this chill in my body that I could not shake. I get in my cruiser, start it up, and I have the heat on full blast. And when I start it up and turn the heat on, as I'm turning the heat on, I see the clock. And I was out for like about 45 minutes. I could not shake this chill. And when I say I had a chill in my bones. I drove around for the rest of the night. When I was getting relieved, my relief looked at me. He's like, dude, are you okay? And I go, yeah, I'm fine. He's like, dude, you don't look good. I go, well, I'm kind of cold, man. I said, that's probably about it. And he's like, oh, he goes, well, you might want to go check in at the med station. I'm like, no, I'm good. So got relieved, turned in, got in my truck, drove to my dorm, stripped everything down, and walked in. I had this shower on the hottest setting. I had the water all the way over to hot. It was steaming. It was scalding hot water. I walked into that water. I still couldn't get rid of that chill. It was like 2 or 3 days before that chill started subsiding and going away. And I was dressing. I had like 4 pair of socks on. I was wearing cold underwear, like everything. So I got to hit the hey, everyone. Good night, everyone. Daniel, I will contact you directly. Thomas, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Thomas, thank you for joining us tonight.
Yep.
We've enjoyed you.
Absolutely. You guys, we've been on for 3 hours.
Heck yeah.
Holy
awesome.
smokes.
And I love that story. Ugh.
But yeah, so and the only thing that I can come up with is that when I felt like that wetness, it must have been her coming and
That was her.
passing
Moving
through
through.
me.
Yep.
Now, did I tell you about what was seen behind me here? I think I've told Sabrina,
I know this.
and the reason I told Sabrina is because Sabrina was there,
Hmm.
and Mags knows it. So you guys ready for this one?
This is
Okay.
great, guys.
So right in this area, okay, so in this area right here, I was on this show called Magical Journey, and Daniel is the host of that. And him and I were talking, and we were just talking about some of my ghost stories and things that I've gone through in my life. And it was near the end of the interview, and it was a live interview. And he goes, man, I just got to ask you a question. And I go, what's up? He's like, who is that lady standing behind you? And I go, man, are you messing with me? And he's like, no, she's been there for a little while. And I'm watching the chat blow up. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad you asked that question because I've seen her there. See, you moved your officer around because I said I wanted to see red eyes in the window. Yeah, no, what I did is I just put right behind me, I got a bunch of like totes and boxes because our son was supposed to move back, but he didn't. So my office became a storage room, and that's all going to change shortly. But yeah, Hillary, you did say that, and I didn't forget it, but I have a MIA POW flag over the window now. So I'm not going to see no red eyes. Yeah. But anyway, and so I asked him, and I said, describe her. So he starts describing her, and I'll show you guys the picture. It'll take me a second because I know exactly where it is. So I go, he describes this person, and I go, let me see if it'll focus on it. I don't know if you guys can see that picture.
Yes.
I said, is this the person? Is this the person that you're seeing? And he goes, yeah, that's her. And then people in the chat were like, yep, that's her. That's her. And I started bawling. And who that is, you guys, that is, you need your blue lights back. Well, I'll put some blue lights on right now. Hold on.
Ooh, that's pretty.
I like that.
Is that better?
That's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty.
All right. So they were like, yeah, that's it. That's it. I said, well, that's my Nana. My Nana is like literally, is that, yes. Yeah, that's my Nana from Milton, West Virginia. Yeah. She's one of my all-time favorite people in my family. I love her. I miss her every single day. I presented her with the flag off my grandfather's casket, which was one of the highest honors I've ever had in my life. It was hard for me to do. And so he's like, she's so happy to be there. You know, she just loves you and she's with you. And I'm like, okay, cool, man. Thanks. You know? So a couple months after that, I get introduced to this lady named Sabrina by a fellow person, Cody. And he's like, yeah, you gotta have Sabrina on. She's in part of my group. She's got some crazy stories. I'm like, cool. So I reach out and we're having an interview and we're talking. And now this didn't make the show because this was after the show was over. And she had mentioned a couple of times in her interview that, you know, she's a medium, she was sensitive, and she could sense when they were near, meaning the Sasquatch. She can sense their presence when they're near. Not like how like I can. I just get this feeling. She knows when they're in the area, not when they're right up on you. She knows when they're coming into the area. Sabrina can feel that. So I'm like, okay. So you'd mentioned you are a medium. And I said, it's funny you mentioned that because I was on a show a couple months before, and the host, near the end of the thing goes, who is that? And before I can even finish it, she goes, he's talking about the lady who's behind you right now. And I go, shut up. Are you serious? And she's like, yeah. She goes, she's been there the whole time. And I said, don't mess with me. And she's like, Dad, I'm not messing with you. And I go, okay. Does it look like this person? I showed her. She goes, that's exactly who that is. She's like, she's so happy. She has this energy where she's so happy and she loves you so much and she's with you. And again, I started crying. And I said, okay. I said, if this is for real, because for everything I know, she could have watched that episode on, Magical Journey. So I go, if this is real, if you really have this ability, tell me what my grandmother gave me at my grandfather's funeral. And she does this. She cocks her head like she's listening to somebody. And I'm looking at her and she has her hand and she starts going like this in her hand. She's like going in circles in her hand. And I'm like, what is she doing? And she goes, and she's still like got her head cocked. So she's like listening. And she goes, a watch. And I go, nope, not a watch. And she's still listening and she's still doing this with her hand. She's still doing this whole circle thing with her hand. And she goes, she gave you a pocket knife. And before I said no, I was like, yeah, she did. And then she was like, and it's like, it's broken. Like she was like, she's showing broken. And I go, yeah, one of the blades are broken on the pocket knife. It was a pocket knife my grandfather carried all the time. And then she goes, she gave you a puppy. And I go, no, she didn't. She never gave me a puppy. She's like, no, she's insistent. She gave you like a small dog. I go, no, she never gave me a small dog or a puppy. She's like, no, like a knick-knack, like a small. And I go, holy crap, she did. And what it was, it's a porcelain German Shepherd that I still have upstairs. It's a porcelain German Shepherd that my grandfather had brought back from Japan.
Wow.
When he was part of the occupying forces after World War II. And I go, holy crap. And I was convinced 100% she just nailed everything. And I didn't even have to ask her for it. And then, so we talked for a couple more seconds about it. And she goes, she gave you a ring. She gave you his ring. And she did. And she goes, but she just didn't say here. She did the motion, like she palmed it to you. And I go, yeah, she did. And that ring is my grandfather's Marine Corps ring. And I still have that. So that's not really like a bad, scary story or ghost story.
But it gives me the chills. Whew.
Yeah, it's awesome. So
That's so
absolutely.
fun. So fun.
Yeah,
that was
so
a special moment. Even for me, that was a special moment. Because like the whole entire time we were doing the interview, she was just literally she just stands right behind you, like she's just with you. So it was kind of like distracting, but not in a bad way. Because I was like, man, he's got this woman with her or with him, and that's immediately, as soon as you brought that up, I was like, she's standing right behind you. Like I couldn't hold it in anymore. I was like,
oh, how fun.
Just right there. Like, so that was special.
And I just started crying again. Natalie, welcome. If I haven't said welcome to everybody, welcome to the show. Thank you so much. You guys are hanging out with two of my gooder friends, my best, like some of my best friends. Like these are my A teams. Them's here too. These two girls right here, these gals, them's two is my goodest friends. I promise you. Here. So yeah, Magical Journey Podcast. Yeah, it's crazy. Dan is such a good guy too, And you guys go over to that channel if you can. Magical Journey Podcast. Please go over and show Dan some love. Him and I had a conversation not too long ago, and he's he's trying to figure out why his channel isn't blowing up. He's got some good stuff in there, so I don't know. Just go over and show him some love if you guys can. But who has a ghost story? Anybody else got a ghost story?
I've got
No ghosties.
plenty if you really want one.
Yeah, let's hear one. Let's hear one.
Do you want more recent or more childhood?
You can give.
You
You get.
choose.
What do you guys want? Man, Dano, your stories make mine sound like nothing. What do you mean, man? What do you mean? Come on. So let's. You know what? Let's see here. We're gonna do recent over here and older ones over here. Ready? Ink a bink, a bottle of ink. The cork fell out and you stink. Not because you're dirty, not because you're clean, just because you kissed a boy behind the magazine. Up, we're getting a recent one.
Okay.
You're watching
So-
from Scotland. That's what I'm
Holy
talking about.
cow!
Yay!
Yes. Okay. So recent ghost story. It's nothing bad, so I'll say that because I would never tell a bad, like scary, spooky, like super scary on your channel, just out of respect. So about, and I say recent because I mean it is recent, but it was 5 years ago. All the other ones don't really compare to this. We lived in our old house and it was haunted. And this is like a whole thing too. So when we first were renting to own this building, it was a whole mess to buying this house. We did not have anything except for like one bed, a TV on the floor. We had nothing in this house. And one day we got a knock on the door and I answered it and there was this man and he was like, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. I used to live here growing up. I miss this house. Do you care if I take a walk through your house to see?" And at first I was like, okay, that's really weird, no, and then he started giving me the layout of the house. And I was like, okay. So I went and got my husband and I'm like, hey, and he was like, well, he knows where everything's at, whatever. There's nothing in here for him to steal. He doesn't have anything on him. Somebody was literally out in the driveway, whatever. We agreed, probably shouldn't have, but it's the preface of the story. So he comes in, he's super nice, and he's like, yeah, me and my brother, we grew up in this house. We lived here for like a bunch of years and we moved away with my mom. And he's just going over all these family stories of like how they grew up in this house, and he was pointing everything out and he knew every nook and cranny of this house. And it wasn't a big house, but he knew every nook and cranny. And we go downstairs, and at this point, my husband and I were sleeping in the basement and his brother is sleeping up in this like full-sized attic. And nobody was in the in-between. We just wanted like our separate spaces. So we go downstairs and this guy's talking about the stairs and there's a closet under the stairs. And we're like, yeah, it's a really creepy closet. And he's like, oh, well, you probably don't want to hear about this house and so and so. And I'm like, well, now you have to tell me because we're going to live here. And you can't just bring that up and then not say anything, And he said, well, I used to have dreams about this ghost kid who would grab my feet when he would go up the stairs from the basement. And he said that this kid of a spirit would go from the basement up to the attic, and there was another little like closet up there, and it would go up and down, it would travel and stuff like that. And we're like, oh, okay, that's creepy, but that's normal, And so he goes to leave, and I'm sitting on the front porch, and I hear him talking to the person who dropped him off, and it's this lady, and I hear her go, did you tell him about the something? And he said, yeah, I told him about the kid, but I didn't tell them about, and then he closed the car door, so I could not hear what he had said. So I'm sitting there on the porch like, tell me about what? Like, what did you tell me about this house? So I'm like, okay. Months go by, and we start having like some weird things, And again, I'm a medium, so some stuff's normal and whatever. And it just started kind of amping up, picking up. And a couple of instances were, one time I was folding laundry downstairs, and I felt something glide across my foot under the bed. And I jerk back. I run upstairs, go to find my husband, and I'm like, something touched my foot under the bed. And he's like, it's probably just like a hairball or something or a sock. And I'm like, it literally felt like something just drug their hand across my foot.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's fine, don't worry about it. And I'm like, okay. About a week later, I'm downstairs in our room again, and my biggest dog is laying next to me, and I hear this humming. And I'm like, okay, maybe he's sleeping. And I'm like, maybe he's making this weird noise in his sleep. I look down and he's looking up at me, and I'm like, okay, so we're sharing this moment right now. Like, So I hear this woman humming, just like, like a mom would if she's doing like chores, just humming to herself. And I'm like, okay, this is getting a little creepy. I'm going to go upstairs. So I went upstairs. About 3 nights later, we come back and we have this string of like magnetic things that we got from our honeymoon on the AC vent. And we have a stand-up fan that's blowing towards our bed. He's already knocked out. I'm getting ready to fall asleep and I hear this big bang. And I like jump up and I'm like, okay. And I hear these little things that are hanging off the AC vent. They're blowing. And I look and something had smacked our fan so hard that it was turned around and it was blowing against the wall instead of the bed. So I shook him and I woke him up and I'm like, the fan, and he's like, it's fine, go back to bed. And I'm like, bro, what do you mean go back to bed? So I'm like, okay. So I pull up and, it takes a lot to scare me, but that was forceful. I'm like, all right. So then 2 days later, I get up and there's like a small bathroom outside of our door. And when you go out of our bedroom door, I'll try to pick the picture. There are stairs immediately to the left and there's like a little bathroom straight out of our door. And it's just like a little unfinished basement. There's like a little curtain around it. So I go and I sit down. And as soon as I turn, there's a woman standing on the stairs. She is completely see-through. She's looking up the stairs. And I just see she's got on the, like you said, for yours in the graveyard, she has these old Victorian clothes on. She had like the long, like accordion folded skirt and the shirt that had like the puffy shoulders. And I just stared at her and she just was looking up the stairs and I just kept staring at her and I could just, like, my brain's trying to rationalize and I'm like, I can see through her. So then finally I couldn't hold it anymore and I had to blink. And when I blinked, she was gone. So I went and I ran back in the room and I had to pass these stairs, where she was at. And I woke him up and I'm like, the lady, I saw her, the lady. And he like got up, turned the lights on, and she wasn't there. But she stayed in that house. We had a recording of her saying a couple of words that my brother-in-law got, but she just kind of walked around the house and did what she wanted to do and never bothered anybody other than some humming and some noises, but that was insane.
So I used to weigh over 400 pounds. I weighed like 428 at one time. I'm like at 3 something now.
Mm-hmm.
And I was laying in bed and I was laying on my back and I have a oscillating fan right next to my bed, but it's never oscillating. It's always just pointing directly on the bed. And it was probably around 1:30. And as I'm laying in bed, I feel something grab my left ankle and pull me up and off my bed. It did it with so much force that it turned me over. When I landed pretty much on my front side, my face, everything. I hit so hard that it woke my wife up. And she's like, honey, are you okay? I go, yeah, I slipped out of bed. Like I fell out of bed. And I reached up, grabbed my pillow, and just put my pillow down and just laid there like, what just happened? Like, what just happened? In the house that I'm in right now. When I worked here, when we were working from home, so there's a wall right here. You can kind of see the wall. You kind of see my door back there. So the hallway this is my daughter's room over here. Then there's a hallway. And from where this wall is all the way down is the upstairs hallway. Okay. Well, this is like over here is the living room. Right above me is the dining room. And so I'm sitting here at work. It's like 9:30 at night or 9:30 in the morning. Nobody's home. It's just me. My daughter's at work. My wife's at work. And I hear somebody run all the way down the hallway at a dead sprint. Run around the living room, through the dining room, through the kitchen, and back down the hallway. And then I hear a door get slammed. And I don't mean just like a regular slam. Like it sounded like they blew the door off the hinges. They slammed it so hard. So I have I'm going to say I have a little tool that it sits right here. And me being prior military, what do? I grab that tool and I start clearing my house. Nothing downstairs. Go upstairs. Now I'm creeping up the stairs. I'm down on my knees and I'm peeking down the hallway. I don't see nothing. I reach up, I turn the hall light on. I clear everything down the hallway. Bedroom, spare bedroom, and bathroom. And when I finish clearing the bathroom, I realized that there were no doors that were shut. All the doors were open.
Mm-mm.
I've heard that multiple times.
Recently?
No, because what did it for me is when I saw the Hat Man sitting in my chair upstairs. I heard a noise. I got up and walked down the hallway. Now, as you get to the end of the hallway, you look right into the living room.
Like the Hat Man? Like the man with the hat?
Well, it was a hat. It was tall, but
Ooh.
I looked in the corner and I saw somebody or something sitting in my chair. And when it stood up, it had this like fedora looking, like wide brim hat.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew what it was the minute I saw it. I'm getting goosebumps talking about it.
Yeah.
And I go, heck yeah, good night. Thank you so much for coming in. I
Good
appreciate
night.
you staying with
Good
us for as long
night.
as you did. Thank you so much. I immediately started saying the Lord's Prayer. I started rebuking it in the name of Jesus, told him he had no business being here. He's not allowed in this house. He's not allowed to attach himself to anybody that lives in the house or visits the house. You're not allowed to follow them home. And it took a step towards me,
Mm.
and then it just vanished. And then I immediately got my Bible, and I walked around my house at like 2, 3 in the morning and was just praying and just cleansing my house as best I could. So, hey, you got no business being here. I've saged my house. I've saged my house, and there's parts of my house, even down here, I have sage. I have sage down here. I have sage at my house. I also have sage at my desk at work, even though it doesn't keep all the evil around work. But yeah, I've been laying in bed and I feel someone or something drag its fingers across the foot of my bed, gets to my feet, gives me a little squeeze on my feet. And then I immediately reach over and my wife is still laying in bed next to me. I've heard my nickname whispered in my ear. I believe that's my mom. Again, back to the oscillating fan. An oscillating fan, there's a button you have to push down or pull up
to make it move. Yeah.
Yeah. I have watched my oscillating fan start oscillating. You hear the click. I look over and my fan just starts moving like this. We usually have our bedroom door cracked. And in the bathroom, we have a little nightlight. I've seen that nightlight black out. Like someone's standing in front of that crack. And then I can see the light again. I've watched my bedroom door slowly open while I'm laying in bed. I've watched it slowly open and then slowly close.
You've got some activity going on in there.
I have felt the covers completely pulled off of me.
No.
Completely pulled off of me. And I'm thinking it's my wife.
Yeah.
Cuddling up with all the covers. And it's not. Saw my father-in-law walk by the bathroom. Okay, I'm going to tell you something here. So this is a religious type thing as well. So when I was going through my divorce, I was going to court emergency hearing for custody of my daughter, and that was June 5th of 2010. So the night before, I laid all my stuff out and decided to pray. And I'm like, Lord, you know better than anybody than I do. You know what's in your book. Can you please show me a scripture that relates to what I'm going through right now? I closed my eyes and I fanned through and I stopped. And I want to say it was a book that I didn't even realize existed in the Bible. But the scripture was something like, go to town, get your wife, bring her home, make her stop her prostituting ways, welcome her back in your home. You can't touch her for so many days or whatever. And I said, God, I'm sorry, but yeah, you showed me, because my wife was cheating on me. And I go, yeah, you showed me, you're here, I believe you, but unfortunately, Lord, I can't welcome her back in this home. And got ready for bed. Now, my bedroom, I slept down in the basement. My room was a dark royal blue, super dark. I had blackout curtains. I like my room cold. I like my room dark. Now, I had mirror doors on my closet. My bed was right next to the door. And as I'm sleeping, I went to bed. You get that feeling when you feel something's watching you. And I opened my eyes and I'm looking at the mirror doors. And through the mirror doors, I can see my entire room. What's wrong with that picture? I can see things in my room.
Mm-hmm.
My room is always so dark that you can't see your hand in front of your face. And I'm thinking, well, maybe my daughter came down and opened up the door, and that's where the light's coming in. So I roll over thinking I'm going to see my daughter standing next to me. That's not who's standing next to me. My stepdad, who passed away in 2003, was standing next to me. And you guys, this was so real that I stood up, or actually sat up, and I go, Dad, what are you doing here? And he goes, oh. He goes, I'm here to let you know that everything's going to be okay, son. And I love you. And I'm always here for you. And it was so real. It was so real that I stood up to hug my dad. And when I reached out to him, he disappeared.
And that was him.
Yeah, 100%. Hey, what's up, Harley, man?
Fantastic story, Dan.
But that wasn't the
What an
first time I'd seen
experience.
him.
Oh.
I was driving home from a union meeting, and I was just having a bad night. Just the whole day was crap. Just did not want to. I was a sergeant at arms in my union at the time, so I had to be at this meeting, and it was a horrible meeting. I just wanted to be just done. And so I'm driving, and I get about probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 blocks, and then I smell it. I smell his Stetson cologne, and it was like overwhelming. And I kind of got a smile on my face, and I moved my rearview mirror just a little bit, and he's sitting in the back seat of my car. And I instantly start crying. I am a bubbling mess. And I so much so that I ran through a stop sign. I get pulled over by Minneapolis Police Department, and the female cop who pulled me over didn't expect to see, a 300
Crying
plus
man.
crying man. And she's like, "Sir, are you okay?" I go, "Yes, but no." And she's like, "Well, I just saw my dad." And she's like, "Well, that's a good thing. My dad's been dead since 2003.
Oh no.
And she's like, "Sir, have you been drinking?" I go, "No, ma'am, I
No.
haven't been drinking. I just got back from a union meeting. I'm so sorry." I said, "If you want me to submit to, field sobriety tests, I'll do it. But I promise you, I haven't been drinking." And she's like, "Well," she goes, "Are you gonna be okay?" I said, "I don't know." And she sat there with me for like 25 minutes talking to me and made sure I was okay to drive home. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah. You guys, we've been on for 3 hours and 34 minutes. And
Woo!
Yay.
I think everybody needs to go to bed because I see a bunch of 1 a.m.ers on here. You guys are both 1 a.m. I'm here
Yeah.
at
My old
midnight.
ass is going fishing in a couple hours.
Yeah, so you guys, I want to say thank you to both of you so
Mm.
much for hanging out and telling
Oh.
stories and having a great time interacting with
Thank
everybody.
you.
Um,
What a great group we've got in
Yeah.
chat tonight.
This is a fantastic.
Yep.
Natalie, I'm so sorry that you're catching, the tail end. But, again, if anybody, if you guys can please go on over to the channel and give it a subscribe and a like, things like that. And, just don't do it the one time. Change that bell notification so you guys can know when I get stuff in here. Tony, you didn't offend anybody, man. You're good to go,
Mm-mm.
brother.
No.
Not
Nope.
at all. I think
Not
we're
gonna offend
primarily
anybody.
I think we're primarily Gen Xers in here, so don't sweat it, man. Don't sweat it at all. But if you guys have had an encounter you'd like to come on the show, you can email me at the cryptopodcast72@gmail.com. I drop new content on Wednesdays and Fridays. Saturday once a month, which members of the channel, if you want to become a member of the channel, it's only $2.99. And with that, you get your name entered into a drawing for a hat that I have. It's a brand new hat. I didn't wear it. And you also get early access to the Saturday only release. I do that once a month. And then also once a month, I surprise everybody with a 2 for Friday, which means I don't release only one. I release 2 on Fridays. So new episodes drop on Wednesdays and Fridays. Once a month, a Saturday release. Once a month, a 2 for Friday release. Every Saturday, 8:30 Central Standard Time, we do these live streams. Now, I can't promise you that next Saturday we'll have a live. Unless we go live from... Where are we going to go live from, maybe, Maggie?
Well, we might go live from, I don't know, a tiny town in Wisconsin called Elkhorn along a specific road that kind of sounds like Bray.
What's the name of that? What's the name of that road again?
Oh, that might be Bray Road.
Or is it
Yeah,
Cray Road?
What's so
that would be us, maybe.
What's so crazy? What's so crazy about Bray Road? Anybody know what happened along Bray Road?
Does anybody know that legendary beast?
Does anybody know about the Beast of Bray Road? Because that's what we're going to go looking for. So
I'm
we're going
excited
to
for
look
you guys.
So if technology allows us to go live, then I'm definitely going to go live. I might even see if we can get you into a room at all as well, because I figured out how to use StreamYard on my phone. So hopefully I can get something with you in there. So we'll try to get that going. If not, then it'll just be me going live from my phone on YouTube directly, and then I'll be able to get Mags and her man in there, or her friend, and then my daughter, she's going to be going with us. So she's super excited. But again, if you guys, if Sabrina, if you could drop the link in the chat, The link that I'm having dropped in, it's for a GoFundMe for Josh Smith and his wife, Stacy. Josh is a dear friend of mine. Josh is also the host of Mysteries Unknown. And if it wasn't for Josh, I wouldn't be sitting here right now doing what I'm doing, getting to talk with you guys. His wife she's struggling with extreme mold toxicity. She just found out Thursday that the level of mold in her brain, in her body, and her blood is at extremely toxic levels, almost off the charts. The apartment that they had just moved into a month or so ago, come to find out, is completely infested with black mold. It's underneath all the flooring. It's actually on the entire subflooring. They were told by her doctor and the inspector who was looking at this mold that she cannot go back into that house or into that apartment. So they took a trip down to where her doctor is, and it looks like they're there, and they are pretty much they're homeless right now. And so I set up the GoFundMe to help them. How do you get rid of it from your body? It's a very long process. You have to totally detox your body. You have to be in an environment that's going to help that detoxification, and that's where they are right now. As it stands at this point in time, I cannot. I can't divulge where they're at, but I promise you, they're in the best possible place that she could be in right now. And so if you guys can find it in your hearts to donate, that would be fantastic. Prayers, words of encouragement, that also is just as important as any monetary donation that you guys can possibly give. So thank you so much. And, Kristen, it was my pleasure singing happy birthday to your son, and Jason singing happy birthday to you as well. You guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. As my buddy Josh always says, remember, everybody, stay prayed up. And as I always like to say, remember, a legend begins with a sighting. Mags, Sabrina, thank you so much. Everybody in the chat, have a good night.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
We'll see you again next time.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.
I got a strange going on out here. Something just killed my dog.
Something killed your dog?